At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break. From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time. For Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia. Put your trust in the experts in air.
Saturday night footy showdown 58. It's Port Adelaide and the Crows for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install the Ream. It's Adelaide's home game, of course, and as such, there's some retrospective showdown medals being awarded. So, Ditz, you were involved in the voting of these medals. So, how did it come about and what was it all about?
Yeah, earlier in the year, Port Adelaide and the Crows got together. In fact, I think it might have been a Crows idea, but there weren't medals awarded for the first 6 showdowns that were ever played. And so they put together commentators and media people from the day back then when those games were played, and they got us to watch the games again. So we actually watched them at home on TV, and you watched as you normally would, and you took notes, and obviously at the end of the game gave you 3-2-1. So the panel, like we do today, live after each game. So, it was the first 6 showdowns. So earlier this year, it was Port Adelaide's home game, and 3 Port Adelaide players received medals, and then tonight being the Crows' home showdown, the Crows players that they will get their retrospective medals.
So Darren Mead, Adam Kingsley and Josh Franco were the 3 who got the Port Adelaide version, and we're about to see the first of the Crows. Not sure if we're able to head down and join them.
Football. Presenting the medals tonight is someone who knows a thing or two about big games, a 3-time showdown medalist himself, Sam Jacobs. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the big fella as he's back at the club tonight. Let's kick things off with a overdue recognition tonight. Please welcome dual premiership player, showdown number 2, the showdown medalist, Brett James.
Fair bit of talent in this family.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, Roger James at Port Adelaide, Brett James. They went up against each other time and time again. How much talent. The 2 boys from Kersbrook.
Yeah, they're making a thing of it too. We've got all the lights sort of turned off and a spotlight on the awards platform.
They're doing it well, aren't they?
Brett James walked out the race.
Yeah, a bit NBA style, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Brilliant.
No, this is good. It's rock star stuff.
Yeah.
A man who made his presence felt every time he stepped on the field. The Brownlow medalist, Mark Rashudo, with his 4th showdown medal.
Triple M's very own, and quick to tell me, as I was on the voting panel, that I didn't give him a vote. He went straight through the list.
Let's have a look.
Had a look.
I might have the vote.
Not this game, but there were in the 3 games that I voted on, I didn't give him a vote.
No, you haven't.
He went through it with a fine-tooth comb.
You haven't.
And he eyeballed me.
You haven't.
Yeah, what the bloody hell's going on?
Well, you can't. It'd be biased if you voted for him.
I tried to explain that to him.
You made him earn it.
I didn't think his mum needed to bring him as well, though.
So here he is, the Roo, receiving it from Source Jacobs, who's won 3. So 7 showdown medals between the pair.
And the standout performer, the dual premiership captain from showdown number 5, Mark Bickley.
Back-to-back captain of the Adelaide Crows. The interesting thing here, Bern, as you've just pointed out to me, there are 5 on the panel.
Yep.
4 of them gave him best on ground.
Yep. He must have had a good day.
He had a big day in showdown 5.
Matthew Rogren second in the voting in that showdown 5.
Yep.
So Adelaide must have
And it was quite an extraordinary story, wasn't he? Because he was not the one that was at the top of the list. He was always on the edge, and then eventually Blighty saw leadership material.
I actually think he was the last player on the list when they formed it. When they had the initial
amazing.
52-player list, he was the last one that came in, and he told a story recently. He didn't get paid.
So
they'd run out of. They didn't have money.
Just had to train.
He had to play.
Wow.
Yeah. And Reedy said, hopefully down the track you'll get some match payment. Can you believe that?
Got a few pub vouchers.
First one, we lost the first showdown, and then the second showdown, we were 5 goals down at quarter time. What happened from there? Well, particularly late in the game, we got on top and some players kicked some really important goals. Bungie, Vards, Bondi, and we just got momentum late, and it wasn't feeling good at quarter time. Now, Roo, we won the 2 premierships in 97-98, but we started slow against Port Adelaide. What happened there?
Yeah, well, they were too good in that first showdown, but and that's why you can't go into any game too confident. Even tonight, there's a big discrepancy in the odds, but anyone can win, and that's what happened on that first game. But from that first game, set up an amazing rivalry that we were all very lucky to play in, Source, as you did, and it continues on again tonight.
And Bix, just to finish, mate, obviously really exciting, your first showdown medal to go on your long list of achievements. What does the showdowns mean to you?
Look, it's just one of those great games you get to play in twice a year where you know the atmosphere is going to be great, you know the crowd's going to turn up, and it's just a pleasure to be involved in it. So, unfortunately, I guess in 99 we didn't play that well. That was probably the very few highlights that year.
It's great that we can finally round out the award winners. Well done to you boys, legends of the club, and we look forward to a great night tonight. Give everyone more round of applause.
Good on your Source areas with Mark Rasciuto, Brett James and Mark Bickley. You two boys have won showdown medals. What did it mean to you to take out the medal in South Australia's biggest footy match?
Well, the one that I won was Kari's last game, and he played an 11 winning showdown, so when your best mate's playing his last game of his career, to be able to win it was pretty special night.
I'll get you off you in a minute, Bern. We're heading now to Rep Biglands with Brett James.
Well, I have got the man nicknamed Town, one of the quickest sets of hands you've ever seen. How does that feel? Pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time ago, but it's kind of made you go back and look at what actually happened, so it was good to reminisce a bit.
Yeah, was the old body holding up? You getting on the farm or the apple sold, or what's going on?
Yeah, no, body's actually okay. If I don't do too much and you just kind of cruise around, the body's still okay.
Bernie Vince up here, congratulations. What's the club doing? They got a little area for you tonight, looking after you?
Oh, we had the chairman's meal before the game, and we'll be up there at half time and during the game and whatever, so it's a pretty good night.
Brett, Chris Dittmar here. I was on the panel that voted for these medals, and I've got to say I really enjoyed the footy back in the day was just fantastic. It was brutal. It was really contested. But I loved watching you and your brother go head-to-head, and the Bond boys as well. Tell me about, and the talent in your family is just unbelievable, but tell me, what it's like to play against your brother.
It's weird, because it's very weird, because we were obviously very, very close as brothers. Grew up in the same bedroom and did all that, and so when you kind of grow up and start playing AFL footy, you probably don't really expect to be playing against each other, but it's one of those things you just deal with. So once we've done it a few times, but that first one was definitely a bit weird.
James, he's Dom Cassisi. Congratulations, mate. We're very well deserved. Now, when your AFL career finished, I'm pretty confident that Roger and yourself went back to play country footy, had a lot of success. Talk us through that. When did you finish playing footy?
I finished.
Well, you're still playing.
Technically, I finished last year. I haven't played this year. But,
brilliant.
I went back and coached Kerr. I always said I'd go back. That's my club. I went back there and coached and played for about 15 years.
Wow, good on you. A few flags?
We won a few. It was good. It was pretty good times. It was hard to leave.
And what are you doing with yourself now, Jamesy?
No, not too much. I chase my kids around now. They're 17 and 15, so it's not like they're small, but they're pretty busy with their sport and whatever, so I'm the driver at the moment.
Well, mate, well done. Congratulations, and I'm sure that's a medal that you'll cherish.
Thank you.
There he is, Brett James.
He must have been at the bottom of every pack, I reckon. I remember reading, you get the Sunday Mail, read the stats some week. I reckon one week he had something like 5 kicks and 25 handballs. He was at the bottom just getting it.
I remember playing against him at SANFL level when he was at Norwood. He used to dominate, but he's typical Jamesy, right? Because obviously I know Roger better than I know Brett, but they're just so humble. Like he would hate all this attention tonight. That's what they're like. But for him to get some recognition, because he was a very, very good player. He was clean as, he was amazing. So I love how both teams have come together to really put some time into it and recognise it.
Good that the clubs are putting this on too. They'd have a great day. Did you vote in that one, Ditch? Yeah, you did. No votes for Brett James. Get him back on, Biggles.
I couldn't squeeze him.
Couldn't get him. Just all Port players, wasn't it?
Who did you vote?
Josh Franco, 3 votes.
It's embarrassing. We lost that game, and I gave Josh Franco 3 votes. I have had a bit of feedback.
Were you drinking at the time? Take your Port Adelaide glasses off.
What about when he was speaking to James today? He was okay to puff the chest out and say, I voted on those for you.
I voted, mate.
You'd say that.
You did? But I didn't give you one.
Nah.
Not even one vote.
That's unbelievable.
He's had 40 and kicked 3, no votes.
You told James he voted for him and didn't vote for him.
And then we've got he didn't know we had the sheet. I voted on these, so you can thank me later, but no votes.
We've got a big game ahead. Port Adelaide have just made their way out onto the ground. Adelaide to come. Burn your medal too, mate. Do you remember?
That was the one where we lost. I think we had someone that was playing with a hamstring. Chris Massey came back on. It was Nathan Bassett got knocked out. Chris Massey did his hamstring.
Oh, yeah.
Luke Jericho broke his sternum. Remember that big hit from Brogues? Yeah, it was. I don't know. I think Chris Massey ended up coming back on with a hamstring. That's how bad we're going. So we just held on.
Well, it was a great walk down memory lane. The 3 retrospective showdown medals. We're not far away from the opening bounce for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time. For Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia, put your trust in the experts in air.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
When you're passionate about the footy, you know the game like the back of your hand. It's a bit like that at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre. We're passionate about the trade and we know it better than anyone. With expert advice and top quality timber and building products, our dedicated trade teams are ready with specialised service backed by an Australia-wide network. So while you support your team, Mitre 10 Trade is supporting you. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We've got top brands at budget-friendly prices at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumho tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cashback on Bridgestone and Pirelli tyres. Plus, receive a free gift card up to $250 when you buy 4 selected tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
50 out on the boundary. Simo, self-employed mechanic from Cranbourne. Knocked back by the big banks when he applied for a loan. Don't forget that. But he backs himself now. And that is what Red Z loves. Kick set. Oh, an almighty roost. Straight through the eye diddle with Red Z backing him all the way.
Loans for the self-employed? Win with Red Z. Talk to your broker or contact Red Z.
Australian Credit Licence 31128.
Looking for the best deal on a new mobile? Harvey Norman Android price blitz on now. Save $100 on Motorola G85, now under $300. Save $200 on Samsung Galaxy A56, now just $498. Save $100 on Samsung Galaxy A16, now under $200. And Oppo A5 5G, $258, save $40. More big savings on mobiles in store and online. Android price blitz on now. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break. From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. When you're passionate about the footy, you know the game like the back of your hand. It's a bit like that at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre. We're passionate about the trade and we know it better than anyone. With expert advice and top quality timber and building products, our dedicated trade teams are ready with specialised service backed by an Australia-wide network. So while you support your team, Mitre 10 Trade is supporting you. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Every massive moment lives right here.
That is as good as you'll see.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy, and the first quarter is coming up next.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We've got top brands at budget-friendly prices at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumo tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cashback on Bridgestone and Pirelli tyres. Plus, receive a free gift card up to $250 when you buy 4 selected tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Only minutes away from the opening bout. Saturday night footy. Showdown 58 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Of course, you can now stream every game of Triple M footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. We've got a big team in the house to cover this one. Dom Cassisi and Bertie Vince, both showdown medalists, of course. Chris Titmar joins me in commentary, and right now we head to our Red Z lending stats man all the way from Melbourne for this big clash. Ethan Meldrum. Heath, mate, welcome. And what is this game telling us by the numbers?
Yeah, wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Yater, of course. Adelaide wins tonight. Bernie touched on some of the stakes pre-game. They go 2 wins ahead of Port Adelaide in the showdown, which would be their equal best head-to-head result ever, the Crows. They'll also go on the live ladder first spot. First time since 2017, so that would be massive for them. A couple of key players I'm watching so far tonight. Mitch Georgiades, he's been a goal-kicking freak this year, second in the Coleman. Loves playing at Adelaide Oval as well, real home game specialist. His last 17 games here at Adelaide Oval, 100 shots on goal, 6 shots on goal per game, 54-37. His last 4 games here, 31 shots on goal for 16 goals, 14. The only thing he's probably not doing is converting as much as he'd like, but he's getting so many looks in front of goal when he plays here at Adelaide Oval. Remember, he kicked 7 on Stephen May here a few weeks ago. And Dan Curtin's the other watch for me, starring on the wing, number 1 rated winger in the competition over the last 4 weeks, 9th highest rated player, full stop, in the competition over the last 4 weeks. Kicked the goal in all 4 of those games, cracked 20 disposals in 3 of those 4. He's been on fire at the moment, Yater, so watching those 2 tonight.
Oh, great stuff. There he is, Ethan Meldrum, with the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
Bern, I want to ask you about Dan Curtin. The size of this lad, it's frightening, really. I'd have him running towards me, I can tell you, if the ball was between me and him. Where does he end up? He can even be a centre-half forward, I reckon. The size of the lad.
He's one of those all-rounders, isn't he?
So if in a year or 2 Tex Walker's done, I wonder if he's even a ready replace. I think he could play anywhere.
Well, he's 197 centimetres, and at the moment he's playing on a wing.
I know.
And he's it's actually very handy to have him on the wing, because last week he was against Noah Ainsworth, I think it was, who's about 175 or 180, so he gets a really good matchup, and they use him as a bailout, and he's so good aerially. So it's a really good question. He's a bit like a Chad Corns to me. He can go he could play centre half back if he wanted, centre half forward. He's obviously playing on the wing now. Can go through the midfield. It's a good question.
I reckon that craft of that wing role is really important in modern game, and to have someone like him. I mean, if you're looking at the big games moving forward for the Crows, you can just see that he's going to have a couple of huge moments. Burn in a big final where it's long down the line, and you got this guy on the wing who's just flying through to take a contested mark to calm the game.
Gets great matchups there.
Correct. Or if Oppo's got momentum, he can go back and just sort of be a spare. And he's good on the ground. He's like a Westhoff for Port, where that wing roll and they're so damaging. And as the games get bigger, they become more important, and they're just rare to find those guys.
We've got the rain, it's falling. Look, it's expected as well, but no matter how expected rain is, we always hear the team that adapts best to wet weather footy. What does that mean? And as a player, the rain's coming, but it seems like sometimes it can be different actually when you're out there and the rain's there.
Now, we spoke to Kenny pre-game, didn't we? And he said it's not about just keep calm, don't panic. A lot of times you get, you just got to boot it long, and a lot of teams get in trouble. Whenever they get the ball, they think they've got to kick it maximum distance every time. You don't have to do that. You can actually be smart about it, retain the footy when you want. Yes, you don't layerise with it, you don't overhandball. It is about yardage, but you don't have to bomb it every time. So as Kenny said, just keep calm.
The cleanest team in these, I mean, the showdown generally, even if it's dry weather, we always used to speak about the cleanest team in the first 10 minutes can get a bit of a head. Now, in these wet conditions, it's going to be no different, right? They're going to have to win the contest, but you're going to have to be clean in there and just get territory to go forward. But, with the rain coming down, it begs the question, does it bring the Crows down to Port Adelaide's level? Because it takes out some of their tall forwards. So maybe that makes it harder for the Crows with their tall forwards. Port Adelaide make it a bit more of a scrap, a bit more of a contested game. So it's just going to change the dynamic of how this game might have been played if it was dry weather.
Dom, I want to ask you about a player as well. Mitch Georgiades, second on the Coleman, which to me has been a phenomenal effort from him. If you go back a year or so, he's got Charlie Dixon next to him. He's probably about the third forward for Port Adelaide back then.
Yes.
And now he's had to be the spearhead. I just wonder next year if he's got a couple of others next to him, if players come back into the side, whether it's Todd Marshall, whoever, and he actually gets a bit of help. How good is he? Where is he at?
I think the upside for him is still significant because, like you're saying, he's getting the best opponent.
Yeah.
The best key defender from the opposition are going down to stop Georgiades because there's no one really for Port Adelaide to shut down. So if Marshall can get into form or Port Adelaide get another key forward, then it's only going to help him. But I guess what it's shown is that he's not a one-trick pony. He's got a massive motor. Pre-season, he runs with the midfielders and he keeps up. So he gets up and down the ground, and you can see, I reckon, where he's improved is his one-on-one stuff. He actually can take some one-on-one marks. So he is a hard matchup. And he's mentioned second on the Coleman. I mean, the graveyard shift in the first 6 rounds of this year was a forward for Port Adelaide because it wasn't going in there. Yeah. So he's done it unbelievably well for what he gets.
You talk about key forwards. What are you hearing about Whitlock, the lad the tall that they picked up in the draft? Is he nearly ready? Is he going to be okay?
Well, it's interesting you say that because I caught up with Josh Carter. He spoke a lot about his progression and the hopes they have for him. So I think that I don't know how close he actually is to. I mean, it might even be worth getting him a few games this year because apparently he's showing some really good signs.
Let's head to Red Biglands for Bob Jane Seamarts.
Have a look at the thick sheets of rain. So it sort of went away for about half an hour. It was heavy during the Sample pre-game in which the Adelaide won the curtain race. Adelaide Crows won the curtain raiser in the Sample. But it's actually really thick now. I walked around on the oval as well. Yatesy, in your terms, it's a heavy 11 out there, track conditions. So you'll need your long stops on or your screw-ins, which you're not allowed to wear anymore. For the benches for both teams, of course, Pedler, Neil Bullen after his star performance will start on the Pine for Adelaide along with Sam Berry. Hinges on the Pine. He had to battle through that hip injury. We'll keep an eye on him. Chase Jones is the sub. For Port Adelaide, they've got Logan Evans, Drew Mead, Joe Berry on the Pine for them. Rory Atkins came out of that Sample game and chatting with Kenny Hinkley off air, he gets a little spooked sometimes with players getting injured in the warm-up. So he wanted that insurance policy up his sleeve in case that happened. And so he won't play Hugh Jackson's the sub there. But Crows won the toss and they'll go to the northern end.
Good on you, Biggles. There is Bob Jane Seamarts. A great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Let's get right up to date with all the scores around the grounds. Choice Hotels before we get this underway.
Yeah, hopefully a bit closer than the previous derbies. Gold Coast 66 points over Brisbane. Big shock that one. Fremantle 49 points over the West Coast Eagles. Currently Geelong 16 points over North. So hopefully a closer game than the three of those, Yader.
Dom and Byrne, tip.
I think Adelaide, you can't go past them. If waking up this morning, I think Port Adelaide would be welcoming the rain. I think that keeps them in a little bit longer, but I think class eventually rise to the top. I expect Port Adelaide to give it everything in Kenny's last showdown, but I just don't think they can do it for long enough with some of the players out of the team as well, and I think Adelaide will win.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, I think Port Adelaide will be there for a long part of the game, but similar to last week against the Hawks, can they do it for 4 quarters? And when it drops off pretty quick. So I think the Crows just might be a bit too good tonight.
Well, the stage is set. Saturday night footy, Adelaide Oval. We're in for a cracker. Showdown 58. And here is Chris Titmar to get us going on Triple M footy. Any key matchup you can see, boys?
Yeah, Cumming has gone to the Butters in the middle of the ground, so who'll look after him at the start? Bergman's in there. Some firepower for Port Adelaide. It's a big night for Jordan Sweet because Riley O'Brien's been in terrific form and he signed a new contract during the week. That will give him a real pep up ahead of tonight's game. The Crows potentially can sit top of the AFL ladder tonight if they get up over Port Adelaide, and the Power are here to spoil the party. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football. We're about to get underway at the Adelaide Oval. Connor Rosie won the toss. Port Adelaide kicked towards the big Riverbank stand. O'Brien, the first tap tonight.
He kicked the wrong way.
He's kicked the wrong way.
He goes the wrong way.
The middle, and he'll get a goal assist for the Crows. An amazing start, and the Crows players come up to Bergman and give it to him. What a mistake.
No.
What a mistake to make at the start of a game.
That's all-time Amy Clayton territory.
Fogarty has taken the mark inside 50 for Adelaide, as Ken Hinkley takes a sip on the Pepsi just to calm the nerves.
Bergman has won the centre clearance and laced Darcy Fogarty out.
So Fogarty only 30 metres out. What a start to this game. Fogarty, he's pushed it right, he's missed. So Bergman can breathe a sigh of relief, as can Port Adelaide and Kenny Hinkley. And they can just settle the nerves for the moment. And it's the first score of the night of the Crows on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Red Z lending stats. Miles Bergman, 1 disposal, minus 55 metres game.
Kicked at 55.
Good stuff, Heath. Red Z lending. Free kick. Crows, they're going to get it. It's against Bergman again.
I can't say too much. The first game I played, but I'll tell the story in a sec.
Dawson sends it long. What about Byrne with the hook, sort of mid-play? Here's Farrell. Rolling boundary, kept in Keys. It was on the wrong right side, and it's through for a minor score. So Adelaide 2 points, Port yet to score. Triple M Titanium Caravan score.
I didn't want to steal your thunder. He was going inside 50 there, Yader. But the first game I played for Melbourne against Adelaide here at Adelaide Oval was round 3. I won a centre clearance, kicked it straight inside 50 to Tex.
No.
Straight to him. It was on the bounce. It was actually on the bounce, but he had a shot on goal.
Oh, gee. Port Adelaide get it up to centre wing. Burn Jones lost it in the tackle, and that could have been a high tackle. It was. Crows get the free kick. Centre wing, Travis Folk, the transgressor. Peatling it is. Peatling goes with the kick towards half forward. Rosie head over the ball, wants the boundary and gets it, and slides over in these wet conditions, and of course comes in the game under a bit of a cloud with a hand. We don't really know if it's a broken knuckle, some sort of hand injury.
Got it taped up.
So a throw in. Crows are doing all the attacking in these opening couple of minutes. They're inside 50 again. Throw in. 25 around from their goal. O'Brien gets the better of the ruck duel. Burn Jones grabs the ball, takes on the tackle, and the umpire's going to ball it up. 45 out. So it's Peatling that's gone to Butters. The two ruckmen, Sweet. Crows get the clearance, they come away. Quick snap around the body, Keys. Loose ball in front of goal, in the pocket. In the pocket, don't tell me. And the grip just goes across the face of goal from Rankin. He's normally pretty clever with those. He tried the little Peter Dacos style attempt, and it goes into the behind post, and we'll have a throw in.
Would have gone through for a goal on a dry day. Just didn't get the grip. He had to spin on the ball, but the Revolutions were just spinning on the top, and it slid across the face.
Yeah, lovely tap down. It was from Thilthorpe as well to get it to him. Throw in, takes it out of the contest. O'Brien to Keys. He's missed.
He's at peppering.
It's a minor score. 3 points Adelaide. Port yet to score. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Now, another kick in for Port Adelaide. Dom, I haven't liked Port Adelaide's kick-ins for a couple of years now, and here we see another one. They just bomb it, and we'll come back to this, but they bomb it to a pack. Thilthorpe was the only player that went up for it. How do you see them, Dom?
Oh, look, the kick-ins are the lowest scoring source in the comp, but I think Port Adelaide, it is very predictable. You can see where it's going, but I mean, I don't know what the difference is between them and the best team in terms of scores from kick-ins.
All right, not a great concern. Glad I raised it. Now, the throw-in comes down to Butters.
Are you seeing something?
I am.
Heath, help me out, mate.
Curtin from centre wing goes towards centre half forward. Tough kick to handle. Bergman can do
right
better
way.
this time. He's gone the correct way, and he gets a cheer for it, but it might be out of bounds. No, just kept in play by Georgiades, and then it goes out of play. And Nick Murray with the big job on Georgiades tonight. As we said, second on the list of the Coleman Medal goal kickers. The throw-in right by the interchange gate in front of the members at the Adelaide Oval. Early days, Crows peppering the goals. They've got 3 behinds. Port Adelaide yet to score. Throw in. Sweet makes front position. They share this one. Crows will get another clearance. Peatling's doing well. Rosie cuts off the kick, but he couldn't pick it up. On hands and knees, Crows have got many players around it. Keys is one of them, and he kicks Adelaide towards half forward. Bounding after it, Zirk Thatcher with that ungainly gait that he's got. Port Adelaide tried to come away through Rosie, but he's had a fumble. Saligo kicks forward. Aaliyah drops the chest mark. It's centre half back. Needs to go back in after it. Farrell sockers off the ground. Loose footy coming in to help out. They do well, Port Adelaide, and belt it forward.
So Lukosius in the middle of the ground. Handball over to Wines. Chance here for Port inside 50. Bad kick. Keane able to weed it up. Got the handball straight back to Wines though. He gets it across. Georgiades works it. Snap around the corner is coming from Richards. And he's hit it real fat out of bounds on the full.
Bit of panic there from Port Adelaide. They had the numbers.
Yeah.
It was 2v3 or 4 to Port Adelaide's way. They just had to dish it off. Just panicked a little bit. Kenny spoke pre-game not to panic in these conditions.
Yeah, big chance for Port Adelaide there as Miller brings the ball back into play to the outer side. Good mark, Sweet. Gee, on a wet night, that was a real good clunk. In opposition to O'Brien, Sweet can send them back into attack and does. Out towards the pocket. They love going to the pocket. Lukosius takes the mark. Big chest mark in the left forward pocket for Port Adelaide. He's up against the boundary line, but as we know, the modern player tends to love these sorts of kicks around the body, Burn.
Yeah, he's too good to miss this. Go around the body, he'll kick the goal. First one for Port Adelaide.
So big chance, plays on, improves the angle, kicks around the corner, and he does miss.
No.
He gave it too much to the left, and minor score Port Adelaide there first. They're one behind. Crows are 3 behinds, and we've played 6 minutes to the opening term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He'd be disappointed with that, Lukosius. Highly skilled player, just a snap from probably 20 metres out.
Yeah, that was a well-worked kick in. Worrell short to Laird, longer to Thilthorpe. Now Dawson tried to have a bounce, didn't come back to him. He was able to sort of gather it in though. Works it down the line. Farrell with a big fist. Footy's at half forward. Oh, high tackle from Sin on Keys. So 60 from home, Keezer. Adelaide lead it by 2 points. Keys gets it working long. Takes in the spot. Couldn't quite drag it down. He's wrapped up by Zirk Thatcher. Aaliyah gets boot to ball. Dawson under this. Now arm chop is it? So it's going to be Adelaide's free kick. It's going to Laird. Actually, Dawson. Now he's got a run around here with Worrell, but the skipper's going to go back from 55.
I reckon this is where he kicked that ugliest kick you've ever seen that won a showdown.
It's a bit closer to the boundary,
it's
but
about from here, isn't it?
definitely his pocket. It'll be a big start. Got Bergman trying to go with him as well.
Harvey Norman replay there was Richards for Port, who came across and chopped the arms. Dawson, long range from 52. He's across the face. It's a minor score. So still no goal in the opening part of this game. 4 points Adelaide, 1 point Port Adelaide. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Red Piglin's Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, I've been watching Zach Taylor. He's got an eye clearly on Connor Rosie as a defensive forward at the moment. So he's going everywhere Connor Rosie is going, trying to eliminate his run out of the back half. So it's a pretty good move from the Crows.
So this time Port Adelaide goes short with a kick and finds Sin in the back pocket. He kicks to centre wing. Wines pushed under the footy off hands. Laird was good. Got a kick away high to half forward. Oh, the chest marks dropped by Rosie. I think we're going to see a bit of that tonight. Rankin pulled off the footy. Zirk Thatcher got a quick kick away. How will the umpire see this? It goes out of play. He's paying it. Insufficient attempt. So a free kick to Adelaide. And I'm going to go to Biggles in a minute. I don't know if the wind has just changed direction, but the flags are going all over the place. They're blowing up towards the city again now, so it must be swirly because Rosie won the toss and is going towards that city end. Off hands, Port Adelaide a clearing kick. Farrell to centre wing. Port Adelaide with numbers under the footy. And Lukosius takes a mark. He's defensive side of centre wing. Looks for Burn. Jones Miller are too good. Too strong. Read it beautifully. Takes the chest mark.
He wants to transfer play as well. Gets it working to Michael Annie. So they've worked it from the western side to the eastern side of the ground. Mark taken out here by Brayton Cook. He's back with a centre wing. Works it up to half forward. Thilthorpe half shoved underneath. O'Brien's out the back. Thilthorpe butted up well. Got the handball. Crosses 50. It was a scrubby left foot ball inside 50. Sit under all sorts of pressure to Lukosius, who clears the area for Port Adelaide. The footy bouncing through the middle of the ground.
Yeah, loose ball. All the players up one end of the ground, so Keane's able to get back the Irishman easily and pick up the footy at halfback. He comes across to Worrell. Worrell to Miller. So Miller has started quite well. He wants to go to the middle of the ground. Loose player right in the middle's Peatling. Another one loose on the outer side of the ground. Goes out that way. Oh, gee, the kick doesn't find Michael, and he's got to go and chase it, but he's got plenty of time. So picks it up, delivers nicely, finds the ruckman O'Brien. O'Brien settling on the outer side of the ground. Crows building along that outer side. He sees something he likes out on a lead inside 50. And how often do we see this? Aaliyah has read it the best of all and takes the intercept mark.
He has a good take in these conditions. Over his head, outstretched, great take.
So he's got the match up on Thilthorpe. Zerk Thatcher's got Tex. And Jones with Fogarty. So Farrell for Port. He didn't hit that well at all. He's kicked it out on the full. So trying to relieve the pressure. He's just going to get some more pressure coming back in.
I think Port Adelaide to move the ball, get them forward to centre. They're going to have to find some, lower their eyes a bit and find some uncontested marks, because just that kick long's just so easy to defend for the Crows.
Dom Cassisi there with Bernie Vince tonight for Seabus Super, and he kicked it back to where it came. So Farrell juggled the mark actually over the line. We'll have it thrown in.
He's juggled that.
Yeah, apparently on the Harvey Norman umpires have called that out.
Red Zed lending stats. AFL teams normally average 6 clanger kicks a quarter. Dom, Port Adelaide already with the 7 so far.
Wow. Red Zed lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. Ethan Meldrum with those tonight here on Triple M Footy. Phil Thorpe worked it out of the contest. Neil Pullen, who was brilliant last week. It's going right there. Goal. First blood Crows. They're 1-4-10. Port 1 point. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. We've played 11 minutes opening term. Bertie Vince, Dom Cassisi on Triple M Footy.
Well, the Crows are well on top. I mean, contested possessions plus 10. Inside 50s, they're plus 8. And they've already had 5 scoring shots. So alarm bells are ringing in the Port Adelaide coaches' box, because if you're going to give the Adelaide Crows 10 inside 50s, you can't weather the storm. They're going to score. They've got too much firepower up there.
Clearances is an issue too. You look at that stat, 5-1 Adelaide's way. Clearances is almost the most important stat in wet weather, because you get it in your half and you get it in your inside 50. So hard to get it out in these conditions.
Biggles for Bob Jane Team Arts.
Yeah, so Miles Bergman tried to come to the interchange bench when Dawson subbed off. Dawson had a 4-minute rest, then Bergman tried to come off again. Obviously, he's got the roll with Dawson, and they've sent him back out there twice. He's got to be gassed.
Good on you, Biggles, for Ream and for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks football. Mead, first touch of the night, ridden into the ground. Crows just dominant, aren't they? They really are, the opening part of this game. And they force a ball up, still inside the centre square. So Phil Thorpe into the ruck, up against Lord. So 2 ruckmen having a rest, and Adelaide get a free kick in the middle. Saligo for hanging on. Was tackled without the footy, so Saligo right in the middle of the ground. Gets the kick, can launch this forward, inside 50 for Adelaide. The game's being played in one half of the ground at the moment. Big long kick over the back. Tex, too clever, read it beautifully. Then he's tackled, he threw it away up. Ump says no. And then it could have been a Crows free kick as Port Adelaide threw it away. Umpires are letting it go. In these conditions, Dawson swoops on it. The captain has a shot at goal. It goes high in the air. It won't be a goal. Didn't make the distance. Lou Bull on a chance again off hands. Port Adelaide soccer it clear. Get it out towards the boundary line. They want the line. And Michael Annie tackles Richards and the footy out of play. A throw in the right forward pocket for the Crows.
Interesting matchup as Willem Drew's on the wing on Curtin. You would have thought Port Adelaide want Drew around the contest because he's so good in close. He's tough. He keeps hunting the footy and they're getting smashed in the contested possessions. That's something they might need to switch.
Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Dom Cassisi and Bernie Vince tonight. Tap down to Keys. Running through the contest.
Look at Keezer.
Have a look at the Keezer. Slots 1 for Adelaide, and they're 2-4-16. Port Adelaide 1 point. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Well, that's a coach killer, because in these wet conditions, a throw in inside 50, you've got to be able to defend that, Burn. That's a 101 thing to be able to defend in wet weather. Is that scenario. And that's just second rate.
Well, I mentioned just before it was 5-1 clearance, and clearances are so important in these conditions. It's 7-1 now, and that's a goal from stoppage too, a direct goal. Concerns everywhere for Port Adelaide at the moment. Inside 50s, clearance, contested footy.
Gee, the tap from Phil Thorpe was very, very good.
Yeah, good.
He is clever. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football.
Block, Adelaide.
Adelaide get another free kick in the middle.
I'm here.
So Lord blocked Philthorpe out of the way in the ruck contest, running past, running hard out of defence. The Crows are going to launch through Hinge. They're inside 50 again. Port Adelaide just cannot get near it at the moment. Fogarty traps the ball out in front of Alier and then runs away from him. Alier tackled him and he shrugs the tackle. Kick smothered though. Port Adelaide forced the turnover. In defence, Boak handball to Wines. Wines kicks clear to centre wing, but the Crows get in the way again. Worrell doing a great job on hands and knees. Port fight for it through Berry and he's pushed in the back. Port get the advantage. Wines, they run it, they've lost it, they've turned it over. Port Adelaide making the mistakes, but it's the Crows' pressure that's too good. Dawson retreats. And now another free kick. Wines, another free kick against Wines. So we'll go to Hinge at halfback on the outer side. Ethan, what are the free kicks so far?
Red Z lending stats, free kick count so far 7-1 Adelaide's way. More importantly, that clearance count now 8-1. They've won the last 8, the Crows. Port Adelaide's only clearance, that Miles Bergman one that ended in Adelaide's forward 50.
Went the wrong way, that one.
Yeah, there you go. That's the sort of quarter they're having so far. So Hinge kicks forward. Fogarty plays in front. He dropped the chest mark.
Blew the whistle.
Way on. Lord tackled him. Fogarty too strong. He shrugs another tackle. That's the second time in a row. Port need to tackle a bit further than that. Loose ball on the outer side. Philthorpe pounces on it. Handballs forward. Crows attacking again. Close to the boundary line. Port Adelaide take it out through Logan Evans. We'll have a throw in. The Crows are 2-4-16. Port Adelaide 1 behind. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Choice Hotels, Ethan, around the grounds.
Yeah, at the moment, North Melbourne v Geelong, 24 points the Cats lead by. Jeremy Cameron, 3 goals to his name, up to 61 for the season.
So throw in. And I think, Dom, your point about Drew not being around the ball is a very, very key one, considering that clearance count that Ethan gave us, 8-1 against. And he's sitting out there on a wing against Curtin as they go inside 50. Adelaide led. G flew. Tried to gather it in. Pedlar looks for the line. It's going to go out of play. Have it thrown in underneath the old scoreboard. They're going to the northern end here, the Crows. They lead it by 15 points. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Showdown 58. We've played nearly 17 minutes opening term. We'll have it tossed in.
Gee, apart from the Lukosius mark and Richards, I cannot remember the ball being in Port Adelaide's half of the ground. Philthorpe, this is dominance. Philthorpe tackled to the ground by Lord. And the umpire says held to him. No prior. You heard the umpire. They're mic'd up on Triple M all the time, every game. It's a great insight. As Philthorpe plucked it out of the air, has a shot at goal. It's a dangerous kick. The wind has taken. He's hit the post. Gee, the wind really picked that up. Because I will go to you now. The wind has changed. So Rosie won the toss. Kick towards the city end, and now the flags are swirling towards that end of the ground. Because what are you seeing?
It's been consistent throughout the afternoon. We saw in the pre-game with the sample as well. It just swirls, so it has patches where it'll go towards the old scoreboard, and then to that southern pocket, it comes through that scoreboard in there, the digital scoreboard. So it certainly swirls.
Bob Jane Seamarts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply.
They're listening, Dom. They're listening to you. Got Willem Drew now. He's in there on Dawson, so he's around the footy.
And they put Bergman out the wing now.
Yep. We'll have it thrown in. Rucks are going to go at it here. So throw in. Tap down Philthorpe. He's up against Lord. Coming through Richards for Port Adelaide. Got it scrambling up towards half forward. Contest here. Georgiades a little toe poke.
Big ball.
Feeding back here. Worrell. Boak chasing. Boak wrapping him up. Good pressure by the former captain. But Adelaide are up to it. Keane to Millerer. Got around too easily. Broke through 2 tackles. Back to Keane. Gets it working around the body. Bounced off the chest there of Rosie. Comes through. He's wrapped up in a really strong tackle. And we'll have a ball up centre wing. Adelaide lead it by 16 points. Played 18 minutes opening term.
Concerns everywhere for Port Adelaide. They've got to make that tackle. Can't allow Millerer. I know he's evasive, but you've got to put some pressure on him.
Yeah, too many broken tackles at the moment.
Yep.
Port Adelaide soccer forward. Lord couldn't take the chest mark. It was a tough one, to be fair. It was very low to the ground. Butters rarely sighted so far, but he gets a left foot kick forward, goes in the direction of Mead and Farrell. In fact, Georgiades and Farrell. The Crows win out again. Murray over the back with a handball, and the Crows will come away with it. Miller has taken the mark, and at the moment they are too good. Port Adelaide cannot get a handle on the footy at all, and the Crows are doing everything right. Miller from halfback. It hugs the boundary line. And good mark. Dawson, the only one that wanted the ball. Great grab.
On Dawson at the moment. This is his 8th disposal, most on the ground.
Red Z lenders as he goes long. Dawson looking for Walker. Zerk Thatcher. He did a good job there. He worked to the front and Got it out of play against Tex and we'll have it thrown in.
Look at the possession count. Port have only had 37 disposals. Crows 72.
Jesus.
Twice the amount of footy.
Red Z lending stats. The ineffective tackles as well. Did Port Adelaide lead that stat? One of the few they do. 8-1.
Wow. Throw in. Sweet tried to get the tap down. Wines for Port. He's going to grab the footy at ground level. Drew socketed it out of the hands of Rankin illegally. So Rankin's going to get the footy.
That'll count as a clearance as well for Port Adelaide because they got a handball forward. But again, Adelaide winner.
Rankin sizzles one to the Texan. That was absolute class. And Walker will go back 45-degree angle, about 30 out.
He did that so well, Rankin. He shaped his body like he was going to the outer side and then just always had his eyes on Tex Walker and pulled it across his body late. Hit him perfectly.
Right inside there from Bernie Vince tonight, along with Don Cassisi. Both showdown medalists, so they know what this game is all about. This to push Adelaide out to a 22-point lead. The Texan, he's got a bit of swing about it. It's right to left, but it's a bit wide. Minor score. Adelaide by 17 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Nearly 21 gone opening term.
Yeah, a bit of a shank from Tex. Gee, this could be worse. He could have kicked that. Fogarty could have kicked one.
2-6 they are.
2-6, yeah. So waiting for Farrell to bring the ball back into play. He goes short, brings it out towards Sin, who marks almost at half back he is. He's going to come down the member's side wing, just chips one over the top, doesn't give it everything. Looks for Georgiades, who didn't get a run at it in the end. Loose ball, Crows too good, built over, clever. Walker to Berry, Berry open, goal goes all the way. There's another one. That's magnificent play from Tex Walker and a great finish from Berry. And Adelaide kick away in this opening term. 3-6-24 they are. Port Adelaide are one behind and don't look like kicking a goal at the moment. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He was definitely going to be tackled, Taylor Walker, if he took the ball, but he's tapped it out into the path, and you saw the carry on that footy. Breeze definitely going to this northern end. Not sure what Connor Rosie was doing at the toss, whether it's changed or it's swirly. But you can see there, he sort of kicked it to the top of the square, and the Breeze just kept it going. This is a domination from Adelaide early in this showdown.
You see the Crows, just their attention to detail. Murray then just doing the fundamentals well. He spoiled when he had to. It was a long kick in, just plays the percentages, and they're just doing all the little things really well. They're spreading their shape around the ground. The way they set up at stoppage, they look well organised, they look well led.
Don Cassisi and Bernie Vince tonight for Seabar Super. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Saligo and Drew go to work. Ball spits out. Peatling wrapped up, taken high. So it's against Wines.
And this is Port Adelaide. Last week they were so careless the way they attacked the ball, giving away free kicks, and you can't do that against good teams.
Peatling's got the footy for Adelaide. They lead this by 23s in the middle of the ground. Sends a long ball inside 50. G. Walker just had the sit there, couldn't quite clasp it. Rosie, lateral handball. G. under some real heat there was Evans. Got boot to ball. Butters to Rosie. So Port out of trouble for the moment. Lords in a contest with Keane. Ball spits over the back. Laird for Adelaide across half back. Oh, Keane. The candy store.
Bounce it.
And he releases. And just couldn't quite clasp it there, Saligo. It's over the line as the boundary umpire called it. Has now. So we'll have it thrown in as we head to Biggles, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, it's known throughout the AFL that some players, they have a special technique to pick up extra free kicks from umpires, and without doubt Porter rattled by Peatling. They know he loves to go low, and Ollie Wines was furious on himself when he gave away that head-high tackle. They're into Peatling every time he gets it.
Good on you, Biggles, for Bob Jane T-Marts. Crows win the ball. Berry, he's tackled by a couple of players.
He's got that roll on Butters as well, so they'll be targeting him, trying to help out their teammate.
So ball up on the outer side. Seabus Super comments. Bernie, Vince, O'Reilly, O'Brien with a tap.
High contact.
Port Adelaide get a free kick centre wing on the outer side. Butters, you heard the umpire, copped a high one. So Butters, chance to send Port Adelaide forward. Plays on, runs around the man on the mark, delivers low and hard. Lucky Willem Drew. So Drew to launch this one inside 50 for Port Adelaide. Out towards the pocket. They've done this all season. They kick to the pockets, Port Adelaide. Loose ball at the Crows win again in the pocket, but it's gone out of play. And Hinge and Darcy Byrne-Jones involved in that. And they'll throw it in. Left forward pocket for Port Adelaide. Going towards the city end. So we've played 24 minutes. No goal for Port Adelaide yet. One behind. They kept Gold Coast goalless for a half last week, Adelaide. Sweet, with the tap, then goes again. O'Brien steals it from him, held to him, umpire to ball it out. Dangerous territory for the Crows here. It's 20 out from Port Adelaide's goal. Desperately need a goal, the Power. Umpire throws it up. The ruckman grapples. Sweet out of the air, tries to break the tackle, but he's handled to Soligo. His kick smothered. Handball came to Drew. He had to beat about 3 Crows. Worrell swooped on it. He gets the clearing kick out of the 50, out towards the boundary line on the outer side of the ground. Aaliyah happy to see the ball go out of play.
Yeah, clearance numbers, have a look at them. 13-4. Heath mentioned it before. They were plus 27 in clearance in round 9 in the last showdown, Port Adelaide. So this is a complete turnaround.
We'll have it thrown in. Once again, that Adelaide defence, they're just stingy, aren't they? Yep. We saw them last week. Extraordinary opening half against the Suns. So free kick going to O'Brien here.
Too many free kicks against Port Adelaide. Got to go in harder and lower. That's keeping calm Kenny was talking about pre-game.
Bernie Vince there on Triple M footy with Dom Cassisi. Adelaide have worked it up to half forward. Walker tried to gather. Fogarty did take it. Sends a long ball in. It's gone deep. G. Dawson was feeding back. Fisted away over the line. It's at the Cathedral end. We'll have it thrown in right near the point post under the old scoreboard. Adelaide by 23 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
There was another broken tackle there too. Fogarty, he's done it 3 times. Too easily. Throw in under the old scoreboard. The 2 ruckmen, Sweet and O'Brien. It comes over the back. Logan Evans there for Port Adelaide. Overran the footy. Crows a chance. Soligo at ground level.
Contact below the knees.
Contact below the knees. I don't know about this rule. He definitely went for the ball. He was on the ground going for the ball, but he took the legs out of Will and Drew gets the free kick for Port Adelaide. Deep in defence. Goes very short. Is that long enough? Umpire says yes. So it's a mark. So Connor Rosie, the captain, with the footy. Kicks it long, centre wing on the outer side. Big pack of players. The tools are out there. No one takes the mark. At ground level, Crows win it again. Mead doing the tackling for Port Adelaide. The Power try to come out of the pack with the footy. They might in the end, although again, tackling of the Crows is ferocious. Port do come out in the end with the footy. Don't know how. Lord just chips one short, going forward, didn't find the target in Burne-Jones. Crows win the ball again, but Burgoyne comes through and reclaims it for Port Adelaide. Handball to Butters. Butters delivers forward inside 50. Crows, the defence, they're everywhere. They fist it clear. Walker's back there to help out also. Great handball. He got out under pressure. Got it out to Laird. And the Crows working hard. Neil Bullen runs into trouble. Is that holding the ball up? No, he says play it on. Thought he just dropped it.
He did.
Thought it might have been. And Port Adelaide get a mark at centre wing out of side Aaliyah.
He had his arms free, Alex Neil Bullen. He kept them actually up high and then got tackled to the ground. That's holding the ball.
So Aaliyah sends a long ball inside 50. Georgiades, he flew high, couldn't drag it down. Gee, off the contest, Mead, socket over the top, bouncing, rolling, goal! Much needed for Port Adelaide. Something from nothing.
He did that well, actually.
And it's 3-6-24 Adelaide. Port Adelaide a 1-1-7. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He did it really well because it was a soccer out of the air. Big contest. Big fly from Georgiades. Nearly took a big hanger in the wet, but he first of all had the shot on goal. It was smothered. Then he just kicked it out of the air. He had a bit of a leg break on it late too. A bit of luck involved, but he had to chip it over Mark Keane too, who was sort of goalkeeping in the goal square. It's like a soccer goal. Just chipped it over him and the goalkeeper couldn't get back in time.
It's actually very skillful.
It was.
Red Z lending stats. Port Adelaide's pressure has lifted 225 in the last 10 minutes. The pressure factor, though, around that 170, 180 mark in the first 15 minutes of this game. Those free kick count, Bernie was talking about the ill discipline, 11-3 at the moment. No team has ever gone at that big a differential in a quarter in a showdown before. The biggest is 7. At the moment, it's +8 the Crows' way.
Yeah, that's a lot of frees in a quarter. It is a Port have got to change the way they're going about this.
Hi, Port Adelaide.
They get another free kick.
But they're going in harder and lower now, Ditz. That's why they're starting to get the free kicks. They've turned it around. Their contest works a lot better in those last 5 minutes, like Heath was saying.
Well, Butters goes the tour. That's what we like to see. He launches it.
Holding, sweet Port Adelaide. Go.
Port Adelaide get a free kick inside 50. Umpires are starting to square things up a bit. Riley O'Brien really upset with himself, but Sweet, his opponent, gets the free kick inside 50. And Butters has lifted too. I said he was quiet in that first 10 minutes, but he really is starting to work his way into the game. How many touches, Heath?
Right now, 8 disposals, equal most on the ground. Last 10 minutes, he's had 7 disposals, 3 clearances.
He's doing well. Triple M Red Z lending stats. So Sweet. Now, on a dry day, this fella's quite reliable. What's it going to be like tonight with a wet, greasy ball? The big ruckman, Jordan Sweet. I said at the start of the game he needed to have a real good game against O'Brien. He's kicked that pretty well, actually. That's a beautiful kick. And Port Adelaide go back-to-back. After being belted for the entire term, now they get 2 goals in a row. Port Adelaide go to 2-1-13, but Adelaide in control, 3-6-24. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, with the free kick counter, it's not an even up, Dits. It is because Port Adelaide's contest work is a lot better. They're actually going in there first to the footy, which in these conditions, that's the discipline. Now Adelaide have got to have a look at their self. They're slipping high. They're going in the back. Again, that big torp, it puts pressure on the defenders. In that case, it was Riley O'Brien, the ruckman, who's a kick behind the play. It puts panic through when you win the footy. So they're starting to win it at the source and getting it inside 50.
Yeah, great finish by Sweet on the Harvey Norman. Harvey Norman Android price blitz is on now. Score unbeatable deals on big brand mobiles in-store and online. Best prices guaranteed. So Adelaide by 11 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Adelaide work it forward. Bouncing footy up to half forward. Farrell first on it though for Port. And a free kick. Advantage is going to be paid. It is to Boak, centre wing. They got a bit of run and gun about him now. Port Adelaide. Drew's going to drive a long one in the Georgiades direction. So he was holding the arm of Murray. There was a bit each way early, but then the late hold from Georgiades that did give away.
So Murray gets the free kick. Georgiades has got his hands full tonight. Murray is as mean as they get as far as giving away kicks, I mean. Curtin off hands was good, won it. Got the handball to Berry, who kicked one of the good goals in this term. Berry kicks forward. And Rosie dragged out of it, although the kick will go to Logan Evans. What are the free kicks now, Ethan? Port have had a few all of a sudden.
Yeah, they've levelled out 4 of the last 5. Adelaide only +6, 12-6 they lead it at the moment.
All right, Logan Evans in and out of the side this year, this young fella. Last year really burst onto the scene and played well, and has just fallen away a bit, but I think he's going to be a real player of the future for Port Adelaide. Off hands, loose ball. Georgiades gets a quick, hurried kick around the corner. No, gee, that was good. What a great grab. Fantastic grab. McEntee diving, sliding, and takes the chest mark. He's been brought into the side for his obvious forward line pressure. Doesn't get a lot of stats, this fella, but they love the way he tackles and he keeps the ball alive in the forward line for Port Adelaide. And gee, that was a good diving mark. Now, this will take his absolute best kick. He's standing in amongst the photographers up against the fence.
The field umpire came in and moved.
He's surrounded by him. They should get a good photo of him.
Yeah.
Close enough. So McEntee, can he get the distance? Will he go for goal? He does on the siren. Port Adelaide, 3 in a row.
He has.
What a kick. And what an important goal right on the siren.
Great goal. And have a look at him get around him as well. Great finish, McEntee. Macca's big archers now arrived at McDonald's. Let's go around the grounds, Ethan Mildrum.
Yeah, pretty dominant Geelong, 43 points up over North Melbourne at the moment. In fact, 54 points up now. Bailey Smith, 23 and a goal before half-time.
Well, a big change coming over this game in the late part of that opening term. The Crows by 5 points, but Port, they got the last 3 goals of the quarter. Back with Dom Cassisi and Bertie Vince for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan, proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks footy.
the Big Arch Burger has now arrived at Macca's.
50 out on the boundary. Simo, self-employed mechanic from Cranbourne. Not backed by the big banks when he applied for a loan. Don't forget that. But he backs himself now. And that is what Red Z loves. Kick set. Oh, an almighty roost. Straight through the eye diddle with Red Z backing him all the way.
Loans for the self-employed? Win with Red Z. Talk to your broker or contact Red Z. Australian Credit Licence 31128.
Looking for the best deal on a new mobile? Harvey Norman Android price splits on now. Save $100 on Motorola G85, now under $300. Save $200 on Samsung Galaxy A56, now just $498. Save $100 on Samsung Galaxy A16, now under $200. And Oppo A5 5G, $258, save $40. More big savings on mobiles in store and online. Android price blitz on now. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
When you're passionate about the footy, you know the game like the back of your hand. It's a bit like that at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre. We're passionate about the trade and we know it better than anyone. With expert advice and top quality timber and building products, our dedicated trade teams are ready with specialised service backed by an Australia-wide network. So while you support your team, Mitre 10 Trade is supporting you. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We've got top brands at budget-friendly prices at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumo tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cashback on Bridgestone and Pirelli tyres. Plus, receive a free gift card up to $250 when you buy 4 selected tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
50 out on the boundary. Simo, self-employed mechanic from Cranbourne. Knocked back by the big banks when he applied for a loan. Don't forget that. But he backs himself now. And that is what Red Z loves. Kick set. Oh, an almighty roost. Straight through the eye diddle with Red Z backing him all the way.
Loans for the self-employed? Win with Red Z. Talk to your broker or contact Red Z. Australian Credit Licence 31128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. No matter where you are, Bunnings Trade is here to help tradies, builders and businesses get the job done.
All right, showdown 58. Crows leaded by 5 points. 3-6-24. Port Adelaide 3-1-19. Ethan Meldrum with the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
Yeah, Port Adelaide's pressure after that Adelaide third goal, 239 the pressure factor. AFL average 180. Port's was 191 and levelled out the contested ball. The Crows were plus 19 at one point. They levelled that out, Port Adelaide, in the last 10 minutes. Leading ball winners, Connor Rozee, despite the hand, 8 touches. Wines and Butters, all the mids, 8 disposals each for Port Adelaide. Dawson as well, 8 disposals. Couple of inside 50s leading the way.
Bob Jane T-Marts, a great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Rhett Bigland's on the boundary.
Yatesy, large droplets coming down now. It's going to be thick throughout this quarter. Radar looks pretty solid. They took off the strapping from Connor Rosee's hand at quarter time. They had a look at it, maybe just to adjust it because obviously it's so wet, but seems to be okay. He's going pretty well with ball in hand.
Bernie Vince, Dom Cassisi, opening term. What do you think?
I haven't seen a domination like that from a team in the first 20 minutes for a long time, but Adelaide just didn't make the most of it. Kicked 6 points, and when you leave the door ajar, even in conditions like this, it can hurt you. And Port Adelaide, that last 5 or 6 minutes, they got back to their contest work around the footy, started to win some free kicks and put some pressure on this miserly Adelaide defence.
Yeah, it's not a complicated night with this weather. It's now who's going to dig in harder around the contest, get it going forward, because you get free kicks, there's opportunity opens up to hit the scoreboard.
Don Cassisi, Bernie Vince here on Triple M for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks football. Butters got the high one. He's going in hard. He's really lifted. Quiet opening 10 minutes and now he's on fire. Handballs to the running Farrell. Farrell rock and rolled as he got the kick away. Port Adelaide into attack. Off hands, loose ball. Handball came out from Berry. The youngster turned it over. Quick kick comes out to centre wing. Phil Thorpe, clever. Too strong. Held off O'Lear with one hand and then pushed the ball forward with the other. Jones comes out hard for Port Adelaide. Didn't really want to mark the ball, just double-fisted it away and made sure Dawson didn't take the mark. The ball's out of play in front of the members here at the Adelaide Oval.
So I was going to say, Rankin hasn't been involved in the play at all this game so far, so they brought him on ball, got him out of the forward line to maybe try and get him in the play.
Yeah, good pick up, Dom. Tom Cassisi, former Port Adelaide captain, as they throw it in. The ruckman let it go over the back. Handball comes to Boat. Quick one to Butters. He gets another kick. He just belts it forward. It's ugly, but it gets to centre half forward. Miller are good. Clever with the wet ball. Picked it up. Handball to Michael Annie. His kick forward finds a teammate, Peatling. They've got runners on the outside. He goes to Saligo. Saligo goes long and strong all the way to full four. That's hanging on. Surely umpire. No free kick for Adelaide, and Port Adelaide just belted out of there.
Gee, Lear was all over Thilthorpe. No free kick, Adelaide.
He had a big handful of his Guernsey too. Normally that's a giveaway. You can sort of get away with it if you wrap each other up, but the big hand of the Guernsey, I thought the umpire would have been all over that.
Ball up, centre half forward here for the Crows. They lead this contest by 5 points. Butters again. He's been like a bulldog from the back end of that opening term. Bergman wrapped up in a strong tackle. He's done. So Cook put the clamps on. He's got the footy at 50.
I don't think he's got the distance here. Cookie into the breeze.
He's got Thilthorpe and Fogarty in the square.
Geez, he's taking his time like he's going to make it. He's got a good kick on him, but geez, in these conditions, we think it's going to that northern end.
So Brayden Cook coming in, City end.
Good going on behind ball here.
He goes long, and it's going to go wide. It's still going to be in play. Footy contested about 5 metres out. He's sweet. He just raked it in. If they grab it, he's done, and then he finds the boundary.
He was lucky.
What about his handball behind his own player smothered it? How's his luck?
And it came straight back to him, and then he had to do something with it. He was very lucky it wasn't deliberate or holding the ball.
The umpire was right there too, so the ultimate in concealment from the big man as we have it thrown in deep inside Adelaide's 50. O'Brien tap down. Jones came steaming through. He's been strong in the opening part of this term. Gets it up towards the defensive 50. Richards got boot to ball. Touch, as you heard. The umpire's mic'd up exclusively for us as Keane tumbles one in, and Peatling, he takes a mark for Adelaide, about 40 out straight in front.
Well, that was a Gaelic football kick. He just held it with one hand and just sort of snapped it around the corner like it was a round football. That was just luck that it landed in Peatling's arms. But this could be the night. This could be what happens. Whoever takes their opportunities in front of goal. Adelaide haven't done that yet. 6 points, all very gettable, most of them.
Bernie Vince there with Dom Cassisi tonight for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Peatling comes in. He's on the runway right now. City end goal. Kick is good. They're out by 11, Adelaide. 4-6-30.
Oh, Butters has gone down.
There's a pick going on.
Adelaide free kick in the middle.
Oh, Rankin's done it.
Adelaide free kick in the middle. Just wait. 6-6-6 head up. Don't give one away.
So Adelaide lead it by 11. As you heard there, free kick.
I think Rankin lost it.
He did. Butters got right in his grill. I was watching that. He got right in his face and pushing him, maybe saying that he hasn't had any influence on this game yet. And Rankin retaliated, threw him to ground. Free kick. Silly. Very silly in these conditions.
So Port Adelaide get the free kick in the middle. Now, why is the umpire waiting? He won't give the ball here.
TV.
Oh, is that what it is after a goal? Yeah, we've got to wait, I suppose. You're right. So free kick to the ruckman in the middle of the ground.
Why is
and
the
we just
free
see
kick?
on the Harvey Norman replay. So Sweet with the kick for Port Adelaide. Goes long and strong. Inside 50. Hard one to mark. The wet ball. The rain's falling off hands. Richards had an airy. Saligo picked it up nicely. Handball's out wide. On the end of it, Thilthorpe. He gets a quick left foot kick around the body. Crow spoil on the outer side. Farrell gets it for Port Adelaide to Jones. Oh no. Port have coughed it up. Keys copped a high one. Umpire says play on. Dawson with strength. But his handball went straight to Zirk Thatcher. He launches a torp. Gets a fair bit of it too. Goes to half forward. No mark taken by Port Adelaide. And Lair to throw. Gee, that's a big call. Looked like a handball from here, but we're a long, long way from it.
The umpire had a great view.
He did. So it must have been there. But gee, it looked all right from here. Now Burn-Jones, a good kick of the footy, but as we keep saying, tonight's different. This is tough. Now we're going to see the Harvey Norman replay now, and umpire 100% correct.
Well done.
It was a throw. Lairdy can't believe it. So well done, umpire. Burn-Jones. This will be a real tough kick. Right half forward flank, just inside the 50-metre line. Launches it, and to the front of the goal. Won't be a goal. It's drifting. Gee, nearly was in the end. The wind picked it up, but a minor score off hands. And Port Adelaide go to 3-2-20 trail by 10 points. Adelaide 4-6-30. Triple M Titanium Caravan. In fact, that's the wrong one. I don't like how Sorry, it is the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
I don't like how he does his set shot in the last second before he kicks it. He runs right. Just don't like that.
So Murray with the long bring-in ball, but Zerk Thatcher takes the mark. I've got a question too about that free kick in the middle for Port Adelaide. I'll get it to you in a minute.
I think I know the one.
As he goes long, it's going inside 50. Bergman in a contest. Burnt Jones back there. Worrell soccers it. Gains some metres. Here's Wines for Port Adelaide. Got the handball away. Saligo wrapped up. Spills out. Jones gets it working inside 50. Boundary line is out of play. So Port Adelaide get a free kick in the middle of the ground, Burn, yet they allow all the players to get back into their forward 50. So why isn't 666 happening at that stage?
That's a very good question. I thought 666 until there's a free kick paid. So I don't know why they didn't. And also, he gave the free kick. The man on the mark was at the back of the circle too.
You heard him say, you get to the back of the circle.
I thought it was halfway. That's where your free kick's from.
Butters gets a clearance off hands. Quick kick at goal, but it goes across the face of goal. And it goes out of play. Keane and Lord fighting for it as it dribbles out of play. So a throw in left forward pocket for Port Adelaide.
This Butters has been good, hasn't he?
He has. The Crows are 4-6-30, Port are 3-2-20.
He is lifted. Just as the Port Adelaide team has started to lift, he has got him back in this. Been sensational. Look at him. Still fighting.
He's hungry, isn't he? There's no doubt. He's a winner. Off hands, Drew picks it up. Well, double teamed. He almost dropped that. Peatling soccers off the ground. He's having a good game. Loose ball in front of Port's goal. Crows will come away again. Saligo was brilliant and strong. On the end of it, Fogarty with strength too. Picked it up, got it to leg. Good handball to Keys. Keys just blindly kicks around the corner, but it'll come off because it hits Walker right on the chest.
So Tex from centre wing sends a long ball in the Thilthorpe direction. He's given away a free kick here. Play on, he's played on. So Thilthorpe on the left boot. He goes for home. Extraordinary goal. The big man showed the agility and then the talent on the left boot to drive it home. Adelaide are out by 16 on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. No matter where you are, Bunnings Traders here to help tradies, builders and businesses get the job done. Dom Cassisi, Bertie Vince on Triple M footy.
Well, that's all class. I mean, you don't see a guy that size be able to swing on his left foot, but where that came from, Port Adelaide had a stoppage in their forward 50 and then it spilled out. Saligo went to get the ground ball and Berry was tackling him, missed tackle, which then allows the Crows to go down. So that's what we're saying tonight. You can't miss your tackles because if he sticks that tackle, Port Adelaide have got it back in the inside their 50 again and they get another shot at it. So well done by the Crows. They made Port pay a price for not sticking the tackle in the back line. They went all the way from coast to coast, but that was all class by Thilthorpe.
Seen that a lot tonight, haven't we? Missed tackle support.
A lot. Yep. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. Crows were a chance out of the middle. Again, Saligo picks it up. Drew tackles him. Umpire says we'll ball it up again, still inside the centre square.
Red Z lending stats. Ineffective tackles 16-8. Port Adelaide lead that. Missed tackles 6-0 Port Adelaide's way.
There you go. It's a damning stat as Port get the ball out of the middle. Berger on a quick kick. Crows don't take the mark at halfback. It's spilled. Berry came out. Handball to Michael Lanny, who just quickly got the handball away in a nick of time. Loose ball. Berger on a chance. Can he pick it up? He does, but he's under the pump. Coming through hard is Berry. He's tackled to the ground. And the umpire says we'll ball it up. Neil Bullen doing the aggressive work there this time.
Very good controlled tackle that from Neil Bullen. Could easily have slipped high in these conditions, but very good control.
So Port Adelaide almost at left half forward. Burgoyne gets a quick ugly kick forward and it's cut off by the Crows. Again, handball comes to Berry. Has trouble handling this one. He loses it. Port Adelaide pick it up through Bergman. Gave to Ollie Wines. Quick kick around the corner. High towards half forward. Some of these Port Adelaide forwards need to get involved. Keane gets a quick clearing kick out towards O'Brien. He's pushed under the ball. Port Adelaide, Sweet had a shocker and dropped the footy and allows Curtin to come through. And the young star just belts it forward for Adelaide. It's going to go to the boundary line. How will they adjudicate this one? Gee, they're all over the shop.
That was more deliberate than that last one against Port Adelaide.
Zerk Thatcher's kick, wasn't it? Earlier.
Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install the Ream. Adelaide lead this by 16 points. Nearly 11 minutes gone, second term, and the footy at half forward here for the Crows. Tap down, Rankin came steaming through. Rosie helped without it.
Port Adelaide.
So he's got the free. Umpires mic'd up exclusively for us here at Triple M Footy. So the skipper across half back. Gets the footy working down past centre wing. Murray flew Dawson there. Drew for Port Adelaide to Georgiades. Got it on the up to Jones. The rain really teeming down. Jones kicks it into a vacant 50. Adelaide lead in the race. It's Worrell. Bergman closed down the space well. Not sure what McEntee was doing there. Went for the player, not the ball. And Michael Annie for the Crows got it out of there, but only momentarily. He kicks it out of bounds on the full under some real pressure.
Gee, it's heavy rain now. It's going to make it very, very tough. So it makes the handy lead all of a sudden 16 points seem a heck of a lot more. So Logan Evans is going to try to get Port Adelaide back inside their 50, but it's very crowded. He kicks it long and high out towards the pocket. Crows play in front through Dawson. Off hands coming in Drew. He picks it up. His handball went straight to Keys. Keys quick kick out of there. Jones is playing all right for Port Adelaide. He handballs to Richards, puts him right under the pump. Laird tackles him. And the umpire's going to come in and pull it up. He has done 2 or 3 good things, Lockie Jones. So umpire throws it up right on the 50-metre line for Port Adelaide. O'Brien with a decisive tap. Bergman picked it up. Kick smothered by Berry. Well done. And the ball just trickles out of play right half forward for the Power.
Joyce Hotels, Heath, around the grounds.
Yeah, 54-point lead at the moment. Geelong over North Melbourne at half-time. 5 goals straight to Jezza Cameron. Of course, he kicks another 5 in the second half. He repeats that. He's got 10 to his name.
12 minutes gone, second term. Rucks go at it here. Sweet tap down. Got boot to ball. Little soccer there from Drew. Port Adelaide some little hope here. Lukosius. Keen right on his hammer. McEntee. Worrell wrapped him up pretty well in the end. And we'll have a ball up. So right forward pocket here. Cathedral end for Port Adelaide. Stack of players around the ball. They'd love to scramble a goal here, Port. Butters tried to work it over his shoulder. The old over the head kick in the end.
Oh, that was 15.
Yeah, the umpire there, you're right, Bern.
He committed early to the not 15, but it's gone over 20 in the end. And in those conditions, to take that contested mark, you pay that.
Tough one. So Sweet gets a tap away for Port Adelaide. They're inside 50. Trying to help out his Meads. Georgiades soccers off the ground and he misses everything. It's out on the full. So the Crows to bring the ball back into play in front of the scoreboard here at the Adelaide Oval. Last line of defence. 5-6-36 Adelaide. 3-2-20 Port Adelaide. 16-point margin. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. Keane goes long to the outer side. No one tries to mark. Mead just punches forward, but it went to Rankin. And Rankin goes with the left foot kick around the boundary line. And Zirk Thatcher very happy to see the ball out of play.
He disguised that well, Zirk Thatcher. Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman Android price blitz is on now. Score unbeatable deals on big brands mobiles in store and online. Best prices guaranteed. As the Sherrans tossed in on the eastern side of the ground. Tapped down by O'Brien. Rankin. He came through, it's out of play. What are his numbers Rankin tonight, Heath, on the Red Zeds?
Yeah, a little bit quiet compared to his normal standards, Isaac Rankin. Only 25% by foot so far in this game. 20% by foot, I should say. Just 5 kicks to his name, 5 disposals.
Throw in. Rucks go at it again. Sweet's got the front spot. Now O'Brien works there and gets the tap down. Butters held without taking clean possession. No free kick. Umpire runs in. A nice tackle was put on Farrell, who wasn't happy with the treatment from Rankin there. So Rankin getting a bit buzzy out there at the moment.
Gave 1 free kick away, didn't he, in the centre of the ground. Port Adelaide, though, in clearances, 9-1 this quarter. We need to lift in there when we're talking about Port Adelaide, and they have.
So Butters get another one as well. So he just kicked the high left foot kick forward, but the Crows get it through Murray. Well played. Handball to Keys. Keys on his outer as well, Berry, but this one skews off side of the boot again, out on the full. We're going to see a little bit of this with the pressure in the rain. So Port Adelaide relieving kick. It'll be Alir on the outer side, centre wing.
Just look at the punters out there in the wing. They're copping the rain in the face. The ponchos are getting wrapped up in their head. And wind.
It's king of the pack, isn't it?
They love it. Oh, it is.
Backyard footy.
Yep, end to end.
So Keane gets a free kick at halfback. He was pushed in the back in the contest. So Keane. Quarterback going short. Now he's going to go long. Again, runs around the player on the mark. This time gets held up. He gets corralled. He's done that a couple of times. The Irishman getting super confident now. Alir mops it up for Port Adelaide from centre wing. Launches forward. Lukosius played in front, but no mark. on hands and knees. Port Adelaide work hard. Coming out Bergman. Handball to his teammate Lukosius. Put him right under the pump. Then he took it back in the handball. He got tackled as well. McEntee working hard. Got rid of Laird, but the ball goes out of play. So a throw in right forward pocket for Port Adelaide. So it's about getting meterage at the moment, isn't it? Just rush it forward any way you can. Adelaide 5-6-36. Port Adelaide 3-2-20. In comes the throw in. O'Brien gets it over the back, but Port Adelaide through. Farrell picks it up and he goes long and strong to the goal square. Has anyone touched this? No, it's a goal to Port Adelaide. Georgiades in the end has won the ball. We're going to get a score review here. Nick Murray thinks he's touched it.
I believe it's behind. Please make sure the last touch is off the player's hand. Score review. Umpire scores it behind. Please check it was touched.
He just said, I thought the last touch was the Crows' hand.
He kicked it into his arm.
Harvey Norman replay screen.
Oh, well
it is.
done.
Yeah, brilliant work, Murray. Gee, right on the goal line. Georgiades has kicked a goal here, except...
But does the ball come back on his foot? See that?
It's very hard
a goal.
to turn that, though.
I reckon it's a goal.
Is it still on his arm, though?
Went on his arm, then went back on his foot.
Again there.
Oh, you reckon he did it?
Yeah, it's gone. That's actually gone boot, arm, boot, arm.
Yeah.
Or gone boot, arm, boot, goal.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeez, that's hard to tell.
It's bobbled.
Does it hit the arm the second time?
Here we go.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
This might be a goal.
Is it enough to overturn, though?
No, I think it could be umpire's call.
Here you go. Oh, no, that doesn't show either. That's every angle. Surely there's no other angle as that.
The Harvey Norman replay.
Bit of pinball.
Android Blitz is on now. Score unbeatable deals on big brand mobiles in store and online. Best prices guaranteed. They're going through a fair bit here.
Definitely hits the boot the second time. I think it's too tight to say it didn't hit the arm the second time. So
they are taking forever with this.
That's enough now. Umpire's call.
They're taking a long time.
From here, it did look like a goal, didn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't see the arm thrown in.
If Murray has stopped this, it's very, very good.
Desperation. These are the moments. These are the little things in games like this. Like, goals are going to be so hard to come by, but just a little feather he got on that on his arm. If he saves a goal, it's huge.
Insufficient evidence to determine what body part the ball comes off last before crossing the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Umpire's call.
Again, we had that wrapped up about a minute ago. He's talking about saving time. Just get to it.
So it's a 15-point lead to Adelaide. We've played 18 and a half in this second term. So free kick going to the Crows. Just backward a set of wing here. It's going to Thilthorpe.
And free kicks like that just release all the pressure as well. It's another 50 metres gained. It's just harder to defend.
Seabasu making hard work pay off. We've got Bernie Vince and Dom Cassisi in the chairs tonight. Two showdown medalists in showdown 58.
Red Z already 16 frees to Port Adelaide's 11 going Adelaide's way. That review took 1 minute 44 seconds as well, guys, so a lot of time lost. Port Adelaide at the moment in this second quarter, 13 inside 50s, just 2 behinds.
Red Z lending stats. Gee, strength from Thilthorpe in the contest was brilliant. He took the footy out of the ruck and got it working forward to Fogarty. He's gone deep. He's got a contest back here. Tex! He was out the back. The ball spilled. And it was Johnny on the spot. Adelaide out by 21. 6-6-42. Port 3-3-21. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. No matter where you are, Bunnings Trade is here to help tradies, builders and businesses get the job done. Dom Cassisi and Bertie Vince on Triple M footy.
Well, it flows on from last week at Port Adelaide. The careless nature of the way they're going about their footy at the moment is not good. I mean, we saw the stoppage here. Lord versus Thilthorpe. Yeah. You can't be pushed away that easily and just let Thilthorpe get it and do what he wants to go forward. That's just a little thing that hurts you. And then even when they go deep inside 50, they could be stronger in the contest. They're giving away stupid free kicks, and then they're not good enough to be able to give this stuff away against a good team and try and think they can stay in the game.
Yeah, it's just the little things, isn't it? The free kick to release all the pressure to Thilthorpe, the kick inside, and then Zerk Thatcher didn't even have his eyes on the ball.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football, another centre clearance for Adelaide. They get it towards half forward. Sin fight for it with Rankin. Thilthorpe comes through. Handball to Keys. Keys is going to have another shot at goal. It's going to skip and slide. And it goes through for a minor score. So Adelaide to 6-7-43. Lead Port Adelaide 3-3-21. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Rolly Thilthorpe, 11 disposals, already a career high for clearances with 5, 6 scoring involvements. Currently number 1 ranked player on the ground.
Big text gave Keezer a mouthful. He was out on a long lead when Keys had that shot. And Keys put the hand up as in a sorry mate gesture. So I'm sure he'll rethink that next time. Footy settling outer. Real scramble, a lot of players around it. Neil Bullen trying to extract it. Peatling, he was copped pretty hard there by Sweet. All fair. Ball still not being able to be collected. Evans got it, but only as far as Laird. He sharked that pretty well, but now Alia. So Port Adelaide with the footy at halfback. Adelaide lead it by 22 points on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Second term, we've played nearly 22 minutes. Gee, they went down by 9 pins there.
Who's that got hammered? Michael Lenny.
Yep.
Or Keane.
Off ball. I think it was both. Well, Keane's got the free, so it must have been him, Burn.
So Keane on the outer side of the ground goes very short. Saligo, centre wing. Launches long, goes to half forward. Alia sits under this one, but the fist came in from Fogarty. Loose ball on the boundary line. Fogarty taken out of play, and it'll be a throw in left forward pocket for the Crows. 6-7-43 they are. 3-3-21 Port Adelaide. Margin 22 points. Heavy rain falling again. Not an easy night at all for everyone. Throw in. Bruckman set himself. Thilthorpe up against Sweet. Handball comes to Burgoyne. Here's quick kick. Cut off by Hinge. Boak's in there for Port Adelaide, and it'll get to the boundary line. Just a reminder, the Crows can go top of the ladder tonight with a win here at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, Collingwood have got Richmond tomorrow, so might only be overnight, but geez, it's a big get, isn't it, considering where they were last year.
Gee, the loss of Brisbane today, how costly that is.
Yeah, big loss too.
Having an extraordinary season, the Crows, up to this round 20 spot. They've done well to keep the lid on it week to week, but that'll get harder as the weeks progress. Particularly when you're eyeing off at top of the table spot. Throw it. They lead it by 22, Adelaide. Thilthorpe got it by his boot in the end to Rankin, who puts a high one in. Michael Annie sat under it, couldn't drag it in. Neil Bullen was wrapped up. Had a ball up. So the footy's at half forward here for the Crows. They lead it by 22, and we've played 23 in the second term as the rain continues to hammer down here at the Oval.
So ball up, Sweet front position, got the tap down in opposition to Thilthorpe. Port Adelaide, Rosie, quickly back to Logan Evans. His left foot kick goes to the outer centre wing. Loose ball out there, players run after it. Hinge first to get to it, but he wants the boundary line, and they'll throw it in.
Some players that can't get their hand on it, boys. Ollie Lord only 2 disposals for Port. Berry 3, Mead 3, Boak 3. For the Crows, Pedler hasn't touched it yet. Donuts almost half time. Taylor 1. Neil Bullen's only had the 3 as well.
Red Z lending stats, Don
Hi,
Cassisi
Adelaide.
and Thilthorpe.
Just had a few in the gun there, Dom. Just taking a few down.
Hey,
You just taking a few players down.
oh yeah, come on, man, you got to get into play. What are you doing out there getting cold?
Thilthorpe plays on, kicks to half forward. Alia chopped it off, but he's got to get rid of it. He sits on top of the ball. Crows fans want holding the ball, but the umpire says no, we'll ball it up. It's 60 out from Adelaide's goal.
What about Rankin, Dom? Spoke about him not having the big influence like he usually does.
Oh, while I'm at it. He had 6.
Inside 50 Adelaide. It goes out of bounds on the full.
Anyone else you want to?
Who else we going?
Roll.
Who else we going?
Oh, he's got a few more.
Come on.
Dom the Destroyer.
Yep.
So from deep 50, Port Adelaide get it working out wide. Lord flew high with a big fist. Boundary line there. It's out of play in front of McEntee.
Dawson 1 touch this quarter, boys.
Oh.
Jordan Riley.
Hey,
Thank you.
you're going to call a spade up here.
Gone after the skipper.
We're the footy. Come on.
He's best on ground at quarter time. Where's Biggles? Haven't had him for a while.
Oh, no.
It's been a bit wet down there for him, is it?
He's had donuts this quarter.
He's gone home.
Here he is, Rankin on cue. Inside 50. That rain is as strong as we've seen it all night. Free kick going Port's way, Bergman.
Just throw to Biggles, Jay. Test him, would you?
You there, Biggles? Bob Jones team Arts.
Get stuffed, you blokes. This is putrid down here. Absolutely putrid.
Is that why you haven't read any jokes out tonight? Because you can't read your book.
What's your excuse Monday to Friday then, Bern, with no jokes? No, she's no good. I've had enough. I've retired.
Port Adelaide building along the outer side of the ground. Berry gets a rare touch for him. Long left foot kick goes forward. Didn't find a target. And allows Worrell to mop up. He handballed a Hinge. Hinge's high, long kick goes towards centre wing.
Holding Neil Bullen.
Neil Bullen free kick, played in front. Port Adelaide continue to give away frees. And Adelaide are doing most things right. Neil Bullen launches long. 3 Port Adelaide players, 3 on 1. No one takes the mark off hands Rosie. Attacked the ball hard. Handball to Lockie Jones was good. He gave it to Sin, who's quick kick around the corner. Hits Thilthorpe right on the chest. Big Filthy, who kicked a miraculous goal earlier, goes with the talk. Inside 50, Mead decides to punch instead of take the chest mark. Off hands, Beetling picks it up, and he has a shot at goal, and it's a minor score. Adelaide 6-8-44, lead Port Adelaide 3-3-21. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Red Z lending stats, other end of the stat sheet to what Dom's looking at. Riley Thilthorpe, leading ball winner at the moment. 14 disposals, 6 clearances and a goal. Averages 13 a game this year, so he's well on track to smash a few career highs.
He is spending so much time up on the ball. Here we go. So it's taken him a while to get O'Brien on, but he's done a lot of the ruck work this term, Thilthorpe.
What are they going to do here? He's going to miss this. Surely they're not going to wait for him come from here.
Look at the rock getting across.
The big high putt is like Forrest Gump.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the big galloping giraffe.
It's like with the Serengeti.
Well, around Monado Zoo, Dom. Here he is, the big boy.
He got there.
He got there.
They waited for it.
He can't jump. He's absolutely stuffed. Neil Bullen.
He has to come off again.
On the outer side. Footy in centre wing.
Laughs like a box of chocolate.
Handball. Oh, it's as bad as I've heard. Now Peatling. O'Brien booted the ball and got upended as he let it rip as well, and it bounces and rolls out of play. Adelaide by 23, and we've got a bit under 5 minutes left in the term.
Yeah, 27 and a half gone in this second term. This quarter again has belonged to Adelaide. They've added 3 goals in this quarter. Port Adelaide haven't kicked one. Throw-in is on the 50-metre line for the Crows. Going towards the big Riverbank stand. Sweet off hand. Somehow got it down to Butters. Butters gets another stat. Kicks it out to centre wing out of side. No mark taken, but good strength work. Keane. Berry of Port Adelaide just belts it forward. So does Richards. They gain about 40 metres here. They soccer it forward. Crows try to cut them off at half-back, and they will. Too good. Worrell again. Handball to Hinge. His handball forward. Should find a teammate in Curtin. He had it and lost it. And now the throw-in.
That is heavy. Get it on the screen.
That is really heavy.
Come on, hard.
So 44 plays 21. It's a big lead in these conditions. Adelaide well on top. Gee, everyone wearing the ponchos.
Ponchos are blowing off.
People are getting drenched. Throwing on the outer side. O'Brien won the tap. Beetling just soccers it out of the air. Gains a good fair amount of ground. Off the foot of Zirk Thatcher, accidentally out on the full. Tex Walker gets the free kick, plays on quickly, delivers it. Ags, he saw the loose player up forward.
Wow. That's coming down hard.
Can't see the players.
I can't see either. Now Pedler inside 50. Gee, fake for a free kick. Umpire didn't fall for it. The ball gets to the boundary line. Now it is really tough. Really tough.
Look at this.
There's only one way to keep warm when it's that wet, Burn, when you're out there.
Oh, well, what's that?
You would have done it.
No.
Okay.
So throw in left forward pocket. Tell us more.
Nah, it's all right. We'll
The
move
ruckman
on.
grapple. O'Brien wins another tap, but it comes to Aaliyah. He just belts it out of there as quick as he can. Left foot kick goes very high. No mark taken. No surprise there. It's going to be hard to mark. Butters on hands and knees almost. Got the handball out. Wanted Boak, but didn't find him. Crows win the ball back against Saligo. He's in there hard as ever. Boak spins out of a pack with the footy but lost it. Soccering off the ground was Burgon. He goes again with it too. Cut off by Neil Bullen, who's playing a good game. Michael Annie's kick around the corner. Didn't find a teammate. Port Adelaide through Farrell. Left the ball behind. Lockie Jones, one of Port's better players. Good handball forward to Rosie, and that's good play from Port in the wet. So they're trying to inch their way forward along centre wing. Mead's got it.
Goes over the top. What about on the hill? They have not budged up there. It's bucketing down and they are jam-packed. Richards goes short to Wines. Adelaide by 23 on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Port need a goal before half-time. It's in their 50. She's scooting across the front. Berry just couldn't quite get the handle on it. Sideways footy. Chance here. Nice gather. Sin. He was smothered off the boot. Burgon and Rankin go at it. Curtin comes in to try and lend a hand. Burgoyne, gee, was taken high. No free kick. Very unlucky. And Rankin, he didn't quite hit that as he would have wanted. Big Sweetie under some pressure. Jones, free kick. So it's the below the knee situation there that Pedler gets the free kick against Bergman.
So we've seen two of those tonight so far.
Terrible rule in these conditions.
Didn't do a lot wrong, but gave away the free kick. So Pedler, he kicks into the man on the mark. Rosie smothered it. Pedler goes back out after it. Well done, Rosie. Quick kick forward. Port Adelaide a chance on the outer side. Bergman tries to rush it back forward to Rosie, but he couldn't. Crows pick it up. Quick kick along centre wing on the outer side again. It's hugging the boundary line. Keys is in there, gets a handball, kept it alive nicely to Rankin. Well played. Rankin runs hard, touches the ball on the ground from centre wing. Worst kick you've ever seen. Goes along the ground about 15 metres. Farrell picked it up for Port, and then the Farrell barrel goes towards centre half forward. Nearly, that's a mark, umpire. You're kidding. Rosie's taken a really good contested mark in the wet, and the umpire says it was touched. Tough, so they'll throw it up.
Gee, Harvey Norman replay. Rosie filthy with it as well. Footy at half forward here for Port. A minute 40 left in the half. Berry for Adelaide. Got it working up towards centre wing. Walker and Aaliyah. The Texan off the deck. Just kicked it. It's only grass between them and the goals, and feeding back strongly was Sin.
Oh no.
Got it to Farrell. He's coughed it up. Straight to Neil Bullen. A little bit more time. Gee, it's a lovely kick in the Rankin direction. Mark taken by Isaac.
Farrell didn't need to do that.
Nah. He rushed it. He had more time. Could have got some more distance on the kick. He snapped it quickly around the corner. Didn't get any distance on it. Straight back to Adelaide, and then they had their numbers still inside 50. Rankin, this is how you get back in the game. Kick a big goal in the wet. Jeez, it's hard to see the players on the screen.
Comes back to what Ken said at the start of the game. Take that extra second.
Yep.
You know, with Farrell, the extra second, he can kick the ball 60 metres away from goal.
Dom Cassisi and Bernie Vince, great insights on Triple M footy tonight for Seba Super. Rankin comes in, makes no mistake. Crows are out by 29 and Isaac loves it. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard, 7-8-50 Crows, 3-3-21 Port as we close in towards halftime.
We did mention we thought Port Adelaide would put up a fight until about this time in the game and the class had come through, but Adelaide have just been, it's almost every stat you look through, they've been dominant. Now they're starting to get some reward on the scoreboard, because early they wasted a lot of opportunities in that first quarter, had a lot of looks inside 50, kicked 6 points, a lot of those very gettable, but in these conditions every moment matters, and Rankin was able to stand up.
Red Z lending stats give everyone an idea of how torrential this rain's been. AFL average pressure factor is 180. Last 10 minutes, Adelaide 268, Port Adelaide 295.
Jeepers, what's the record?
It doesn't get above 375. That's literally the ceiling.
Right.
So Butters gets another handball out of the middle under pressure, but it goes straight to Berry. Berry picked it up, kicks it long and high towards half forward, over the back of the pack, as we've seen a lot of tonight so far. Port Adelaide win the ball at half-back Sin, but he's got to get rid of it. He's going to get back, surely. That should be holding the ball, but the umpire lets him get away with that one. And they're going to ball it up right half forward. Almost siren time to take us into half-time. O'Brien had a big first half with the taps. He's really beaten Sweet. The soccer from Port Adelaide to the middle of the ground. Lacoche is clever to turn his opponent inside out. He soccers forward. Lord tried to soccer forward, but it went sideways. Lacoche leads in the race for the ball. And there it is. It is half-time. A big first half for Adelaide.
Yeah, they lead it by 29, 7-8-50. Port Adelaide 3-3-21. Around the grounds, Choice Hotels East.
Geelong by 63 points over North Melbourne. Jezza Cameron, 6 goals to his name already. 13 minutes left in the third quarter, so he is very much on double figures watch.
It's half-time. Showdown 58. Crows by 29 points. Back with Dom Cassisi and Bernie Vince for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Hey, it's Jason Francis from The Power. G'day, it's Tex Walker here from The Crows. This is Showdown 58 as Triple M rocks footy.
that quarter for Bunnings Trade. No matter where you are, Bunnings Trade is here to help tradies, builders and businesses get the job done.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Looking for the best deal on a new mobile? Harvey Norman Android price splits on now. Save $100 on Motorola G85, now under $300. Save $200 on Samsung Galaxy A56, now just $498. Save $100 on Samsung Galaxy A16, now under $200. And Oppo A5 5G, $258, save $40. More big savings on mobiles in store and online. Android price blitz on now. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break. From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
When you're passionate about the footy, you know the game like the back of your hand. It's a bit like that at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre. We're passionate about the trade and we know it better than anyone. With expert advice and top quality timber and building products, our dedicated trade teams are ready with specialised service backed by an Australia-wide network. So while you support your team, Mitre 10 Trade is supporting you. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We've got top brands at budget-friendly prices at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumo tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cashback on Bridgestone and Pirelli tyres. Plus, receive a free gift card up to $250 when you buy 4 selected tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
50 out on the boundary. Simo, self-employed mechanic from Cranbourne. Knocked back by the big banks when he applied for a loan. Don't forget that. But he backs himself now. And that is what Red Z loves. Kick set. Oh, an almighty roost. Straight through the eye diddle with Red Z backing him all the way.
Loans for the self-employed? Win with Red Z. Talk to your broker or contact Red Z. Australian Credit Licence 31128.
Looking for the best deal on a new mobile? Harvey Norman Android price splits on now. Save $100 on Motorola G85, now under $300. Save $200 on Samsung Galaxy A56, now just $498. Save $100 on Samsung Galaxy A16, now under $200. And Oppo A5 5G, $258, save $40. More big savings on mobiles in store and online. Android price blitz on now. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
Saturday night footy showdown 58 half-time. The Crows lead it by 29 points at 7-8-50 Adelaide. Port Adelaide a 3-3-21. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. It's the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today. Let's get all the numbers from the opening half. Ethan Meldrum.
Yeah, a bit of a flip to that first quarter. Port Adelaide were the ones dominating the territory in that second term. +3 inside 50s, but you got to convert them when you got them. 16 entries for 2 behinds in that term for Port Adelaide. Adelaide, on the other hand, 13 entries, 4 goals, 2 to their name. So they made the most of their entries when they got the chance, despite not having the territory. But contested ball numbers are up, both 40 and above for both teams. Pressure's way up for both teams kicking it below 50%. in that second quarter. Rain's having a massive impact on this game, as you could probably understand. Leading players on the ground. Zach Butters, 16 touches. He's had 30 in his last 4 games against the Crows. He's on track to do that again. 7 clearances as well. Farrell, 15. Rosie and Wines, 14 apiece. Leading the way. Number 1 ranked player on the ground at the moment. Riley Thilthorpe, highest ranked half of his career, 14 disposals, 6 clearances, 7 score involvements, 3 hit-outs to advantage as well, with a major as well on his wrong foot from 45, so he's been dominant, Riley Thilthorpe.
And not something you would have said, Dom or Byrne, if you knew these conditions were coming, that he'd be the
No
main
way.
man on the ground.
No way, but he's like another midfielder, isn't he? Even when the weather's good, he's another midfielder. He just gets around each contest, works hard, and how good was his goal on his left foot too, from sort of about the 50, wasn't it? End up sliding through, but he's been everywhere.
We've got a 29-point lead. Conditions are pretty tough. Port Adelaide are going to have to get on their skates, I reckon, to bridge this. But what happened in that quarter? Because Port Adelaide had really brought the energy and they got it back to a 5-point margin that Adelaide had at quarter time. So dissect that second term for us.
Well, I think with Port Adelaide, what really hurt in that quarter for Crows to kick 4 goals, if you go back to see where those goals started from, most of them were from a silly free kick or a missed tackle. Or the other one was Ollie Lord in a throw in and just allow Silthorpe to do what he wants. You just can't do that. I mean, for Port Adelaide to come here tonight and be competitive and put it up with the Crows, they needed to get all those things right, and even more so than that to win the game. But if you're going to give the team that many missed tackles and the Crows are walking through them and that sort of stuff, you are, in these wet conditions, you're leaving the door open for a good team to just walk all over you.
The positive is, though, 16, they won the inside 50s. They just didn't score. So just got to find a way to trap it in there. And it like Dom said, every time it exits D50 or their forward 50, it's because of little things. They've just either given a free kick away, it's been a poor effort, or they've just been a bit slack or second to the footy. So just need to clean up those little things around, mainly in the contest, really. And they can get back in this. But 16-12, I think it was inside 50s, but 4 goals to zip.
I know it's one of those nights where there aren't going to be real clean clearances, but I do feel Riley O'Brien is on top and winning the taps over Sweet. I reckon Sweet probably needs to play a bigger second half for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, definitely. He would have to for sure. Sweet's got to step up and give his midfielders a good look at it. But what we see when that downpour was happening, it's a lot of long kicks down the line. And what was interesting to see is, you know where the ball's going to go. And then you see how both teams set up around that contest. It's going to be the marking contest. And the Crows just have so much better shape around it. Yep. They have 2 or 3 players in where the ball is, and then they surround it with some good structure. Whereas you watch the Port players, there's 4 or 5 of them almost holding hands around the footy, and then they don't have that second ring of support, and the Crows are getting through that. So I reckon at half-time, they'll be talking about how they can get better structure around where the ball's going. We know where the ball's going to go. It's a predictable night. We've got to balance out those contests.
Dom, you told us at the start of the night that Ken was big on the little things, right back from when he first came to the club. The things you're talking about tonight in regard to, the missed tackles and then the not being in the right position and then maybe not competing, what would he be saying? Because you said last week that they were sloppy in this area as well, particularly with the applying tackling pressure. So what are they talking about now in the Port rooms in respect to that, do you think?
Well, I just think there's a bit more care. I mean, because even last week against the Hawks, it wasn't the lack of effort. It's not the lack of effort. It's when they're bringing the aggression to the contest, but they're just being careless. With the high tackles, not getting in lower, and it's some fundamental stuff that you got to work on. But it's hurting them again tonight. So it's 2 weeks in a row where that stuff there it really affects you against good teams.
Bernie, if there's something we've seen from Adelaide this year, it's being able to win differently and in all conditions. And these are conditions that they may not actually ever see again for the rest of this year, but they're showing up again that they're versatile and they've got strengths all across the park.
Yeah, and it's important because it could be wet come finals, could be wet grand final day if they can get there. So you've got to be good in all conditions. They've proven that. Again, they're defending the ground really well. Their defence is giving up nothing because, as I said, there was plenty inside 50 numbers. They just defended the ground really well and there's pressure on the footy. So just ticking all the boxes again, Adelaide.
I like, we talk about Rankin during the game. So he's had 11 disposals. He had 8 that quarter. So and a goal. First quarter was quite... What I've loved about Rankin is his work ethic. He's tried to work really hard to get in this game. I reckon if we were watching Rankin 3 or 4 years ago, if he has a bad first quarter, he's out for the rest of the game.
Yep.
His work ethic has been elite tonight, and he's worked his way into the game. He's been physical. If he's not getting the ball, 8 disposals that quarter. I've really loved seeing his want to get in the game.
This is the halftime break with Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today. Crows lead it by 29 at halftime.
I think tonight we are seeing just the class of Thilthorpe. It's not a night for a big man, is it?
No,
and yet to half-time, he's the best man out there. And he's done some skillful, incredible things. This bloke's a superstar, really.
Yep. He is. He's a genuine superstar. And if he was in one of the big clubs at Melbourne, he'd be put up in lights. But what he can do is, there's not many guys out there that can do that on the ground and in the air, and the strength and the agility and then the ability to finish.
Yeah. Yep. And you look back and, there's a lot of chat around at the time about the recruiting of Adelaide at the time and the recruiting staff and list management. And, Adelaide bidded on Jamara Ugle-Hagan, pick one, because they had pick one too. And obviously the Dogs are going to match that. And then they end up with Thilthorpe. So little blessing there for the recruiting.
And the beautiful thing is for the Crows is that there's no go-home factor.
No.
You're not fighting off 12 clubs that want to go, for him to go back to Melbourne. He came out of our backyard here, and so there's not that thing they need to fight with, like Port Adelaide are doing at the moment with the Butters. So the Crows are in really good shape over the next few years to really make some ground up in this competition.
Well, they lead this one tonight by 29 points at half-time. It's Adelaide 7-8-50, Port Adelaide a 3-3-21. Time for our Amy Clanger. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy, and here's our clanger from the opening half.
We're about to get underway at the Adelaide Oval. Connor Rosie won the toss. Port Adelaide kicked towards the big Riverbank stand. O'Brien, the first tap tonight.
He kicked the wrong way.
He's kicked the wrong way.
He goes the wrong way.
The middle. And he gets a goal assist for the Crows. An amazing start. And the Crows players come up to Bergman and give it to him. What a mistake.
No.
What a mistake to make at the start of a game.
That's all-time Amy Clanger territory.
Fogarty has taken the mark inside 50 for Adelaide. As Ken Hinkley takes a sip on the Pepsi just to calm the nerves.
Bergman has won the centre clearance and laced Darcy Fogarty out.
Oh, one of the most extraordinary things, Bern.
I thought Biggles had got the ends wrong when he kicked it out. I was like, and then I saw Tex and Fog in the forward 50. I thought he's gone the wrong way.
They are Amy Clanger there. Heath, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Choice Hotels get you more for your money, so you can check into more. Get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
Yeah, plenty going on today. All derbies everywhere for some reason. Gold Coast 66 points over Brisbane. Big win for them. Fremantle 49 points over the West Coast Eagles. Bit of a watch on Harley Reid, who did seem to go off injured late. Hayden Young, 23-3, winning the medal there. And right now at Marvel Stadium, we are on fill-up watch. 87 points is the lead. Geelong over North Melbourne. 3.5 to go in the third term. Jeremy Cameron, 7 goals to his name already.
Wow.
Paddy Dangerfield, who plays full forward as well, has been subbed off. So it's real bear in the square. They've cleared it. Cameron's paddock sort of thing. I reckon he might be on for 10 tonight, Yoda.
Oh, good stuff. Choice Hotels around the grounds there, Heath. Of course, you can stream every game at Triple M Footy Live on the Listener app as well. Download it now. LISTNR. Second half to come your way. Adelaide by 29 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break. From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
When you're passionate about the footy, you know the game like the back of your hand. It's a bit like that at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre. We're passionate about the trade and we know it better than anyone. With expert advice and top quality timber and building products, our dedicated trade teams are ready with specialised service backed by an Australia-wide network. So while you support your team, Mitre 10 Trade is supporting you. That's mighty helpful. Mitre 10.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We've got top brands at budget-friendly prices at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumo tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cash back on Bridgestone and Pirelli tyres. Plus, receive a free gift card up to $250 when you buy 4 selected tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
50 out on the boundary. Simo, self-employed mechanic from Cranbourne. Knocked back by the big banks when he applied for a loan. Don't forget that. But he backs himself now. And that is what Red Z loves. Kick set. Oh, an almighty roost. Straight through the eye diddle with Red Z backing him all the way.
Loans for the self-employed? Win with Red Z. Talk to your broker or contact Red Z. Australian credit license 311128.
Looking for the best deal on a new mobile? Harvey Norman Android price splits on now. Save $100 on Motorola G85, now under $300. Save $200 on Samsung Galaxy A56, now just $498. Save $100 on Samsung Galaxy A16, now under $200. And Oppo A5 5G, $258, save $40. More big savings on mobiles in store and online. Android price blitz on now. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break. From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Totally Workwear. Rise and grind with Totally Workwear. Seriously tough workwear, safety and uniform gear for serious players. Totally Workwear. Love your work.
Yes, it's half-time here, Showdown 58. Just getting a good look at the Harvey Norman replay. Kenny Higley after that post-showdown with the 0-5-1-0, loving it. Adelaide lead this one, though, by 29 points. Showdown 58 at half-time. 7-8-50. Port Adelaide a 3-3-21. We're standing by to take you into our third quarter. The Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard. Chilly enough for you, mate? The crew at Totally Workwear know that on the site, the ward, or out on the oval, you've got to show up ready to tackle whatever the weather throws at you. Luckily, Totally Workwear's got the safety gear and uniforms you need for the toughest jobs and plays. Totally Workwear, love your work.
Yeah, Choice Hotels around the grounds. About the opposite conditions at Marvel Stadium. Jez has his 8th goal to his name. 99 points at the moment. Geelong over North Melbourne. So again, double figures watch for Big Jez.
Bernie Vince, Dom Cassisi, what do you expect to unfold in the second half here of Showdown 58?
Just having a look at Isaac Rankin. We'll get Biggles to have a look at him running off. He looks very proper. You see him here. He was really late out onto the ground. So just limping towards the bench now. The doctor was with him. So, geez, these conditions. Haven't seen anything like this for a while during a game. You see patches of it, but there's actually sheets of water laying on the oval now. These grounds drain so well at the moment, so these days. So if you're seeing that sitting out there, geez, it's not too good for a big key forward, unless you're Riley Thilthorpe, of course.
Might head to Biggles. Bob Jane T-Marts, Brett?
Yeah, no, nothing to report as far as injuries go, but certainly the conditions here are pretty solid. Certainly the back ovals, well, they're just thick with rain. I've never seen that on Adelaide Oval at all.
Good stuff there, Bob Jane T-Marts. A great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back deals. Call the shop online today. T's and C's apply. Of course, Jones the sub for Adelaide and Jackson the sub for Port yet to be activated.
Connor Rosie into the middle for Port Adelaide for the first time, I reckon, tonight. Has been playing across half-back, so they've put the captain into the middle.
I like it.
So Butters, Rosie, Drew in there with Sweet. You got Soligo for Adelaide, along with Dawson and Peatling. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football third term underway in Showdown 58. Can the Crows be top of the ladder tonight? They're heading that way at the moment. The ball gets socked out towards the interchange gate. Curtin, the first player there, he socketed off the ground as well. Players slide in from all directions. They're on the ground trying to pick it up. Zirk Thatcher does, but in the tackle had an airy. Taylor goes in. He's tackled by Drew. The umpire says, I'll have it. So 50 plays 21. Adelaide lead it, 29 points. Rosie on the end of this tap, but he can't pick it up. Hinge, in fact, Neil Bullen, a lucky socker, went out to Saligo. He kicks in the direction of Thilthorpe. Alear and Thilthorpe, they lumber after it. Thilthorpe, a little socker in the direction of Fogarty. Alear comes in. He kicked it straight into his own teammate in Jones. And they get the ball to the boundary line in the end for a throw-in.
So we'll have it tossed in. Cathedral end. Underneath the old scoreboard here in the right forward pocket. This is Adelaide's end in this term. They lead this by 29 points. Rain still continuing to hammer down here at the Adelaide Oval. Rucks are going to go at it here. No Ruck able to really get a hand on it. G. Dawson was very clean through the contest to Neil Bullen. Got it on the outside of the right boot. Just couldn't work it around. And it bounces and rolls out and play in the left forward pocket. So we'll have it thrown in again.
So they paid a insufficient attempt earlier in the game, and then they put that one away by the look of it, and rightly so. Very, very tough, a lot of these kicks, but they shouldn't have paid one in the first place. The throw in, left forward pocket, O'Brien and Sweet grapple, they bring it down in front, it'll go back to the boundary. Butters couldn't get there in time to keep the ball alive, so another throw in, identical spot, 25 around from the Crows' goal, going towards the northern end. 7-8 fifth they are, 3-3-21 Port Adelaide. Triple M totally workwear scoreboard. Umpire throws it in. O'Brien in front, tried to pluck it out of the air. Butters picked it up, got a quick kick forward in the direction of Richards. He's ridden into the ground. The umpire says held to him.
Off the ball there, copped a bit of a hit, Keys.
Didn't he? Went down.
So it was Drew. Now, G. Dawson, he handballed that, missed the target. He really rolled out of play. We'll have it thrown in. 50 around from Adelaide's goal. So Dawson on Butters. They just part company as Drew comes in to go to Dawson. And Butters and Peatling now. So she's ringer Rosie stuff as Drew ends up on Peatling. Tap down. Richards got the handball out for Port Adelaide. Burgoyne got boot to ball. Footy up towards the centre of the ground. Lord was a nice gather. Got it to Georgiades. Gee, a 2-on-1 here for Lukosius against. And Worrell waxes nicely with Hinge. And they measure it beautifully to Curtin, who's had quite a time of things tonight, Curtin.
Yeah, they're good back there. They really are. Make no mistake. So cool and calm. They work it up to Saligo at centre wing. His left foot kick forward up high. Dawson. Gee, stood on the back of Butters but didn't complete the mark with the slippery ball. Would have been a ripper of a grab, and Butters is still down.
He's hurt him.
Yeah.
If he's down, it's a big hit.
Just seeing, he's need him in the back of the head, so he'll be a little bit sore.
And he landed hard.
Dawson got up high. Rhett Bigland's boundary.
Yeah, that's only metres away from me, and I can see Butters coming from the field now. He actually clutched at his ribs when he hit the ground as well, so he's wobbly on his feet. It was the knee flush from the hanger from Dawson. You can see Willem Drew now banging into Dawson, trying to rattle him. That won't rattle him at all.
Good on your Biggles for Bob Jane T-Marts down on the boundary. Loose ball, Keys sockers forward, Jones picked it up. Mentioned already, he's done all right tonight, Lockie Jones. No mark taken at centre wing. Port Adelaide rush it forward. On the end of it, Lord, he can't pick it up. Hasn't had a big night. Crows win the ball through Saligo. He's double tackled. Wines and Berry tackle him. And the umpire will come in and ball it up.
You're right with Jones. It's his ground ball, how clean he's been at high speed. Has been really impressive tonight.
Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Dom Cassisi and Bernie Vince tonight on Triple M footy. Both showdown medalists, of course. They've performed on this big stage at the highest level. Out of play, we'll have it thrown in.
Connor, watch the elbows, please.
So Rosie just thrown his weight a little bit around there. The umpire just alerting him to the fact that he's being watched. So it was with Dawson a few minutes ago. Now he's with Peatling. Throw in. Rucks go at it again. Sweet O'Brien. Mead. Curtin was taken down out of the contest. We'll have a ball up. Basically on centre wing again. No addition to the score. Adelaide still lead it by 29 points early on in the third term on the Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard. As it's run out of play, and we'll have it thrown in again.
So no addition to the score yet, and we've played, 5.5, 6 minutes of this third term as Butters comes back on after having a little consultation with the doctor. Farrell back on for Port Adelaide as well. So 50 plays, 21. Triple M totally workwear scoreboard. Butters couldn't get a kick away. He was tackled as he tried to. Crows pick it up through Hinge, just inside the boundary. Got it to Saligo. Curtin's kick skews off the side of the boot, and we've seen a lot of these tonight. It goes out on the full. Farrell to bring the ball back into play for Port Adelaide. Kicks it long. Nice looking drop punt. Georgiades flies at it. Couldn't take the mark at ground level. Crows win the ball. Again, they got numbers around it. Handball. Came out towards Saligo. He kicks blindly though. There's no one home for Adelaide, and Jones able to pick up at halfback for Port Adelaide and kicks out to Farrell.
He just clean as a whistle he was again, Jones there. Farrell from halfback. Crows lead it by 29. He gets it up towards half forward, but they really haven't been able to have any real structure that's worked tonight going forward. And Michaelani, this Crows defence, very, very good as Michaelani works it in the Walker direction. He was uncontested almost as Zirk Thatcher came in late. Fogarty slipped the handball out to Taylor, down to Walker, around the body, bouncing ball, Aaliyah able to gather, did nicely. Now he gets it to Bergman. Now Amy Clanger tonight from Bergman, sends a long footy up towards centre wing. Laird in a contest there, Worrell did well, he got the fist down, then he got the handball received from Lairdy. Footy up to half forward here for Adelaide. Walker in there for the Crows, almost threw it out to the fog. Phil Thorpe. It's a high ball that's up and under. Curtin. Oh, he's got a free kick. So it's going against Mead to Curtin for too high.
Well, that's when you see how dangerous Curtin is. So the match-up this quarter so far has been Mead on Curtin on the wing. As soon as the ball goes forward for the Crows, Curtin goes forward. That's a massive mismatch. Like, Mead will be giving away 15 centimetres and 15 kilos.
Well, we got here Mead, 184, and he's 197. Curtin, so he always gets a great matchup being able to play wingman at that height.
So he's had a miraculous 6 weeks of footy, a bit quieter tonight, but he's coming in. Umpire was about...
Geez, he was only just before the one.
He was about to blow the whistle, but Curtin comes in, makes a real meal of it. It's away to the left, minor score only. Adelaide out by 5 goals, so 30 points their lead on the Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard. Rise and grind with Totally Workwear. Seriously tough workwear, safety and uniform gear for serious players. Totally Workwear, love your work.
Georgiades plays in front, takes a good chest mark at centre wing. On the Harvey Norman big screen, we've just seen Michaelani getting some treatment from the physio as well, so Biggles will be all over that.
He's marked that.
Good call, Burnt. Hinge has taken the mark. He juggled it.
He spoiled it with a fist and then it landed back in his lap.
So Hinge with a contested mark, which is rare on a night like tonight. Crows by 30 points. His short kick is good. Finds Peatling. Peatling, who most of the night has had to worry about Butters. Philthorpe gets a fist away down towards Keys, was clever. Keys, good kick, dangerous kick inside 50. Zirk Thatcher had a nightmare. He's been done holding the ball. Umpire lets it go. My goodness. Absolutely tackled and caught cold. And the Crows through Keys, try to soccer a goal. Philthorpe picks it up, keeps it alive, got it out to Rankin. He's caught in a tackle, got the handball out to Neil Bullen. Handball back to Curtin. Not 15. You heard the umpire clearly inside 50 for Adelaide. The ball didn't go far enough, and the crowd don't like it. And the kick straight out of play. And they say come on. Listen to the crowd.
Just give it up.
That was a kick straight to the boundary line. If you've seen insufficient attempt or whatever they call this rule on the back of a pedal attack we're seeing on the Harvey Norman replay screen, gee, that was holding the ball every day.
So throw in. Fans really getting up and about here at the Adelaide Oval. And Laird bounce it around as they go inside 50. Adelaide through Peatling. O'Brien, he had the set, just couldn't claim the double bite. Bergman, Jones, gee, a falcon there on Rankin. Now Drew, he's at the base of this. A lot happening on the Harvey Norman. Let's go around the grounds, Choice Hotels.
Didn't even get the update for 9. Jezza Cameron, 10 goals straight to his name. First player to do it since Charlie Curnow, round 19, 2023.
10 straight.
Coming through strongly there was Rosie. Fogarty wrapped up in a very good Jones tackle. Neil Bullen shrugged the first tackle, and the second he got the handball away. Farrell was just boot to ball stuff, which he did up the other end. It didn't end up well as Rankin. Had it, dropped it. Handball over the head. Bergman wrapped up. Curtin was on him. Here's Butters. Wines. Pressure there. Came from McEntee. Berry for Adelaide. Evans got a fist to it. It's really tough stuff out here for these players. And Dawson puts a nice tackle on Drew.
Yeah, it's brutal. It really is. But hard to score.
Jordan, Riley, back here.
So we've only had one behind in this term so far. That's how tough it is. What have we played? 10 and 11 minutes. So ball at centre half forward for Adelaide. McEntee picked it up and he gave it straight to Curtin. Curtin's little kick forward, went all the way to full forward. Keys, Sockers back to Phil Thorpe. This will be a goal. Phil Thorpe, too good. Keys was great. Got it through with the soccer. Phil Thorpe picked it up and he gets his second goal for the night. Adelaide too good. In control. They go to 8-9, 57 lead. Port Adelaide 3-3-21. The first goal took 11 minutes in this term, and that's on the Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard.
16 disposals, 11 of them contested, 6 clearances. This is for a 200-centimetre player in terrible wet conditions. He's kicked 2 goals now as well. He's been in 3 score involvement. He's just on fire. Who would have thought the best man on the ground so far would be over 200 centimetres in these conditions?
Incredible.
We actually spoke about potentially Adelaide going with another small rather than the talls. But geez, when you got Riley Thilthorpe in there, he can adapt.
We're back in the middle. The Crows out by 36 points. Great insights there from Bernie Vincent, Dom Cassisi tonight for Seabus Super. Making hard work pay off. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Drew got the handball. Farrell coughed it up. Berry for Adelaide. Got it working towards half forward. Zerk Thatcher once again onto the boot quickly. So Jones is on. So Michael Annie is off. So they've activated their sub here, the Crows. And it's going to be Pedler to get the free kick here at centre half forward.
Got Fogarty all on his own if he looks up quick.
He's got mud in his eyes. He got up a little bit distressed, didn't he? Yeah. So Pedler plays on, kicks it long to the front of the square. Aaliyah takes the chest mark. He's done this a few times again tonight on a really tough night. He's taken 3 or 4 real good intercept marks.
Yeah, Red Z lending 4 intercept marks. Only player with multiple intercept marks on the ground. Port Adelaide, though, 29 minutes without scoring. Their 3rd longest drought in a showdown ever on the Red Zeds.
Good on you, Ethan. So the clearing kick for Port Adelaide gets out the halfback. Sin can't pick it up. In the end did. Put Zerk Thatcher right under the pump. Tackled by Dawson. And made sure he was going nowhere. The umpire comes in to ball it up.
The quality of Adelaide's tackling's just been so good all night.
So 35 out from Adelaide's goal. Phil Thorpe with a tap. Tries to get onto Peatling, who goes to ground at the critical moment. Jones picks up for Port Adelaide. Again gets a clean handball away. He's had a good night. Got it to Wines. Wines' kick goes out to a vacant centre wing. It's a foot race. Boak, the veteran, gets there first, and he slides the ball out of play. And he's pinged him. All he wanted was the boundary, to be fair. He slid with the ball, and the umpire says insufficient attempt.
Red Biglands, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, for the Crows, Max Michaelani is off. He's got a hamstring injury, so subbed out of the game, and that means that Chase Jones comes on. That's a big one if Michaelani has a hammy so close to finals, so try and find out some more information for you.
Well, they've had a really good run with injury this year, haven't they, Adelaide? Been blessed with that, but don't want them starting to pile up this time of the year.
Throw in, particularly in that back half burn, obviously Butsy. They brought Murray in, so that worked okay, but Michaelani's pretty important to that structure back there. As Taylor goes inside 50, looking for Walker. That was Taylor to Walker. As now Walker's got the footy. Handball on the up. Gets it to Dawson. Snap around the body. Party time for Adelaide. They're out by 42 points in showdown 58. They move along to 9.963. Port Adelaide a 3.321. Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard. Rise and grind with Totally Workwear. Seriously tough workwear. Safety and uniform gear for serious players. Totally Workwear. Love your work. Dom Cassisi and Bertie Vince on Triple M footy.
Yeah, it was a great finish by Dawson, but the Crows tonight have kicked 6 goals from stoppages. 5 of them have come from throw-ins, so the easiest stoppage to defend is a throw-in because you can get as many numbers there as you want. It's slow play, you can set it up. It's not like it's a centre bounce where it's 6-6-6. So that's what's really cost Port Adelaide tonight. The way they set up at throw-ins has been absolutely poor. There's no way you could concede 5 goals in 2.5 quarters from throw-ins.
Especially in D50, you send extra numbers in there. Quite often the ruckman sits out or a wingman sits out, so you got extra numbers and they're still losing them.
So Port Adelaide's last goal was McEntee on the siren at quarter time.
Is it that one?
Yeah. They kicked 3 in a row, and that was the third.
It was too.
And they're still on 3 goals now, 16 minutes into the third quarter. As the Crows go forward again, Peatling has a shot at goal from right on the 50, and he's pushed it way out wide, and it goes out on the full, right forward pocket.
Thank you.
Crows dominant as Bergman gets ready to bring the ball back into play. Kicks it to the outer side to where the ruckmen are standing. O'Brien played in front. Ground ball. Butters can't pick it up. Rosie in there to help out. Now it's Georgiades who finds himself at halfback. Kicks it out towards the boundary line and Worrell. Oh, another one. They've stopped paying these and now all of a sudden that one's pinged.
They're back on, Dits.
This is unbelievable. It doesn't matter in the context of the game, but can they just sort this rule out, please? I don't understand it.
As Adelaide work it up toward half forward, they lead it by plenty. 42 points in front. Boak done. Holding the ball, and that'll be 50.
Oh, not this. Can't do that, Liz.
So that was Ollie Wines. It was 2 or 3 seconds at least after the umpire had called it that he decided to then kick the ball out of the area.
Well, these are the little things, the discipline things. I know that 150 metres isn't going to affect the result or be the reason Adelaide wins, but they're the little things. And Kenny spoke about this pre-game. To be the team who can keep calm, do the little things well in these conditions. Well, it hasn't been Port Adelaide.
So the Texan comes in, Cathedral end, point blank for him really, nails it. Adelaide are out by 48 points in Showdown 58 on the Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard. 10-9-69, Port Adelaide 3-3-21, Red Bigland's Bob Jane Teamarts.
Yeah, just when you thought things couldn't get worse, Port Adelaide, Lockie Jones is in the hands of the medical staff, so Hugh Jackson warming up. They've been looking at the left groin and around the hip region for Jones, who's been one of Port's better players, so looks as though Jackson will come on as the sub.
He has been really clean, hasn't he, in these conditions? He's quite often just mopped up in that D50 for Port.
I don't know what Ollie Wines was doing there.
No. Oh, he heard the whistle.
There was a whistle.
Surely.
And 3 seconds later, he picked it up and booted it.
And it was a nothing kick anyway. He kicked it 10 metres.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. 69 plays 21. The Crows leading by plenty over Port Adelaide. Umpire throws it up in the middle. Sweet gets a rare tap. O'Brien's really towed him up tonight. High tackle from Sweet. And Peatling gets the free kick.
Straight up, please.
Those free kicks, Red Z lending stats, 26-12 Adelaide's way at the moment.
So, fairly undisciplined tonight, Port Adelaide. Their tackling's bad and they're giving away free kicks. So, hasn't been a great night for them, but 2 good Adelaide so far as Drew picks the ball up, gets well tackled. Curtin was the tackler. One of the favourites for the rising star this year in the AFL. The umpire to throw it up again. Sweet with a tap. Curtin, the player we're talking about, comes out of it with strength. Great handball to Jones. Chase Jones kicks forward for Adelaide. Come on for Michael Lanny. Saligo, a handball over the top. Crows running through half forward. Keys has a shot at goal and hits the post. He loves a goal. And just at the last moment, it swung wide, hit the post. Adelaide 10-10-70. Port Adelaide 3-3-21. Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard.
Gee, it was a clean build-up though, wasn't it?
That was.
They just able to hold the footy. Now from half-back. Nice kick came from Logan Evans. And mark taken by Georgiades at centre
He's
wing.
forgotten to stand. He
Well,
let him off the
you're
up.
right, Byrne. That should have been 50. Murray was on the mark, told to stand 3 times and kept walking. Here's Butters for Port Adelaide. They're inside 50. As Ditch said, they haven't kicked a goal since the McEntee one from where the footy is right now at quarter time. And we've played 20 minutes in the third term, bit under 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
Bizarre. Like, they're paying all these insufficient attempts when they're not. Get that rule right. That's a rule. Stand. He told him 3 times. He just kept walking, Murray. That's 50 metres.
Seabass Super making hard work pay off. Bernie Vince, Dom Cassisi tonight. Of course, both showdown medalists. And this is showdown 58 that Adelaide lead by 49. Burgoyne at half forward with the footy for Port. Puts it inside 50. Adelaide have got a big out number. How's the lead from Georgiades? That was pretty brilliant stuff. Handball comes out. McEntee around the body. Well, he's got back-to-back goals for his side, but they're playing back up a quarters apart almost. So Port Adelaide get their 4th of the night. Margin back to 43, Adelaide in front. 10-10-70 Adelaide, 4-3-27 Port. Triple M totally workwear scoreboard. 21 minutes gone, third term.
What about that hanger? We're seeing on the Harvey Norman replay now. Geez, that's a big jump from Georgiades. We see him do that quite often, being the conditions it is tonight. He's put it down, but he's going to take mark of the year one day. He loves getting up there. Really nice finish from McEntee. I don't know what the biggest gap is between back-to-back goals for your team. That'd be a fair effort.
Red Biglands.
Yeah, so Lockie Jones is out. It's a corky to that hip, so he's subbed out. You see Hugh Jackson come on. I chatted with one of the ground officials in regards to the rain, because it's something I haven't seen before, and there's the moisture sensor logger Rainbird, which they test, and it's blown up. They said it's gone.
The bird's been away.
The Rainbird has been blown away.
Ruckman Sweet gets Port Adelaide out of the middle, kicks it long inside 50. Brett Biglands, Bob Jane team arts, speaks another language, drew off hands. His kick gets smothered. Crows should be able to come out of defence. They just can't pick it up at the moment, so they soccer it out of there. And it goes to Mead of Port Adelaide, who takes the mark. So Mead to send Port Adelaide back into attack. Kicks it high to centre half forward. Big pack of players.
Holding.
Port Adelaide get a free kick in front of goal. Didn't see it. The umpire reckons it was hanging on.
Against Murray on
Nick Murray can't believe it.
Need to see this one. Both players went to ground. It was behind the contest, so we didn't really see it. The umpire was quick onto that one. Still haven't replayed it.
Just on that McEntee goal, it was Butters. Here we go. Let's have the Harvey Norman replay.
Oh, jeez.
They've got to stop paying these. They've got to stop. They're paying too many free kicks, and a lot of them just aren't there.
Yeah.
Not tonight, I'm talking in general. So Georgiades straight out in front of goal. But again, with this ball, it's going to be tough with the wet ball. Can he kick it straight enough? Oh, I think he has. Gee, the goal umpire moved a long, long way to his left. And Port Adelaide get back-to-back goals. So they got a 5-3-33. It's a long way back. Adelaide a 10-10-70. And that's on the Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard.
Well, what they do, the umpires there, is they reward players for sort of flopping down, because he's sort of got a little bit of contact, and they were holding each other, and he's just gone to ground, Georgiades. So he'll get encouraged by that, and he might try it again. But the umpire, they've got to be better than that.
Yep. The Harvey Norman Android price blitz is on now. Score unbeatable deals on big brand mobiles, in-store and online. Best prices guaranteed. They look after our Harvey Norman replay. So back-to-back goals for Port. Margin back to 37 Adelaide. Played nearly 24 minutes third term, so a bit over 6 minutes left in this quarter. Umpire comes in, tosses it up, right on the Amy circle. Out of the middle, winds. Got it working sideways. Now a contest here, Curtin and Drew. Keys a little toe poke and he's still going. Throw there from Neil Bullen. Gee, it's tough conditions out there. Dawson for Adelaide. Got it working out of there. Zirk Thatcher. He changed into the long sleeper at half time. Put some heat on Berry. Inside 50. Footy bounces. Alir takes it out of play. And we'll have it thrown in 40 around from the Crows' goal.
So when you just walk the ball over the line, how can that not be insufficient attempt? These rules are strange.
The Macca's big arch has now arrived at Macca's. We'll have to check that one out, Byrne.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of big juicy patties. I think they're 200-gram patties.
Are they?
3 slices of cheese, the big arch sauce, the whole bit. So that's a real nice feed.
Get one on the way home.
Footy's out of play. So we'll have it thrown in. Crows by 37 points. Nicholm totally workwear scoreboard. Played nearly 25 minutes in the third term.
So 10-10 Adelaide, 5-3 Port Adelaide. Ruckman bring it to ground. Quick handball forward. Bergman went to Butters, was good. Butters has had a pretty good night. He's tried hard in a side that's just getting well beaten. Georgiada's on the up. Gave the handball to Mead. The kick forward again. The defence of Adelaide. Oh, that's not paid. I can't believe it. Gee, that was a good mark at half-back, surely. Touch play on, coming out of defence. Butters has put Bergman right under the pump. Handballed him into trouble. Curtin. Crows with the ball at centre wing now. Fogarty stole it from Butters. Handballs out wide. Saligo kicks forward. And Alir. Will he mop this one up? He does. Gee, with strength. That was really good again against Phil Thorpe, but he's hurt himself.
Cramping up.
He might have either cramp or he's done a little hammy, but he's going to kick with that right leg that he's limping on.
So Alir, of course, he's had those knee issues on the other leg too, hasn't he? A few weeks too. They turn it over here, Port. And Adelaide take the mark at the top of 50, Fogarty.
Cog finally took a mark. Been putting a few down in these wet conditions, but if anyone can kick it from here, he can, but it's going to be tough.
And the fans want him to have a crack at his gun. He will let it rip from probably 53, 54 metres out. Obviously very wet conditions out there. The breeze sort of hard to tell exactly what it's doing, but maybe a little bit that way, maybe not. As he comes in, the fog improves the angle a bit. Got a piece of it. It's going to fall short.
You're kidding me.
So the mark is taken by O'Brien. Handballs it, but the umpire hadn't set him up on the mark, so that's the problem. Footy's going to come back here.
But these are the little things. These are the things. So it's, Jackson Mead before, rather than kick it to grass, kicks it straight to a Crows player. Jace Burgoyne a minute ago, just a little 3-minute kick.
Oh, he's done it again.
Trying to do it again. Where's the Port defenders?
Where are the defenders?
You have to stay out.
So he's getting angry. He's telling Keys to stay out, and it's been 3 times he's tried to go in. O'Brien! The big man with the checkie! From the forward pocket, the Cathedral end, the hill's gone bananas!
Look at it, they are. It's a mosh pit up there.
Crows by 43 points on the Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard.
Yeah, so just getting back to what we were saying, so this is a little thing. And then Fogarty gets a set shot 55 out. It's slow play. You've got so much time to set up, get numbers back. You know it's going to fall short. It's the ball's heavy. So you've got to be prepared for that. Instead, it goes long and he takes an easy uncontested mark on the goal line. They're the things that you just can't afford to do, but it's a great finish by him in the end.
Geez, the bull drop. He dropped that from his shoulder height. He dropped it up there, took another 3 steps before he kicked it.
Riley O'Brien, Red Z, 3 straight from set shots this year. I'm not doubting him, Ben.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. Port Adelaide get a clearance, but they've turned it over straight to Saligo. Kick smothered from O'Brien, the ruckman. Tex Walker bends down and picks it up. A really good handball on the up to Berry. Berry runs through hard forward. This is going to slide through. Another goal. Crows quick back-to-back goals late in this third term. And they kick right away. 12-10-82 Adelaide. Port Adelaide 5-3-33. Triple M Totally Workwear scoreboard. Tex Walker, very good hands.
Yeah, very good hands for the big fella. And the weather. He started in the centre bounce, Berry. He just went at it. Curtin, there was nothing really pretty about that, apart from the Tex Walker pickup. He might have even thrown it. But geez, that's a good finish from outside 50 in these conditions too. Able to slide the ball through, much like his goal in the first quarter. It was on his right leg. Got a bit of wind and carried through, but that one on the left. Nice finish from Berry.
Him and Rosie started next to each other in the centre bounce. And if you look at where Berry ended up when he's shooting his goal, where Rosie was, Rosie didn't defend hard enough.
Tom Cassisi there on Triple M footy with Bertie Vince for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Here's Rosie now out of the middle for Port Adelaide. Now that should be one of those sliding free kicks going to Richards. So footy is at the top of the 50. It's cleared out of there for by Berry for Adelaide. Phil Thorpe wrapped up by Alir, and we'll have a ball up.
You're both holding. Thank you.
Umpires mic'd up exclusively for us here on Triple M Footy.
Red Zed lending stats. That missed tackle stat now 15-1 Port Adelaide's way so far.
15-1.
Red Zed lending loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. So free kick, once again, this is another one, a high tackle, and it's on Saligo against Boak.
So centre wing, Crows can launch their attack. Goes towards half forward, and what a good mark, O'Brien.
He is smash sweet.
He has. Great strong mark with the wet ball. He kicks to the goal square, and it just goes the wrong side of the post. He's getting carried away now.
He celebrated. He got the goals mixed up with the points.
Crows 12-11-83, Port a 5-3-33, 50-point margin it is. Triple M totally workwear scoreboard.
Which in these conditions is an absolute crushing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bring in ball. Port Adelaide working at this side of the ground. Boak at ground level. Got the handball to Georgiades. He's wrapped up.
Thanks, Mitch.
So 12-11 to 5-3. Crows by 50. Couple of minutes left in this term. Pretty tied up. We'll do it all again. So big game for Adelaide, of course, next week. They've got the Hawks here. Out of the contest, Dawson. It's on Friday night. Keys put on a nice tackle, and umpire runs in. We'll have another ball up, and Port Adelaide, it's no easier for them. Geelong at GMHBA. Out of the contest here, Port Adelaide. Butters touched it on the ground, gains about 30 metres. He was held without the footy, Georgiades. So he's got it right in front of us here in the Triple M commentary box.
So Georgiades, a chance to launch Port Adelaide inside 50 late in this third term. They've added 2 goals in this term after they were scoreless in that second quarter. Loose ball at half forward. Crows defend it. Comes out to Worrell. Worrell, clever. Evades a couple of Port players, then kicks forward for Philthorpe through his fingertips. Bergman will pick it up in the wet, sloppy ground, and then launches back to centre half forward, and an easy mark, uncontested, Laird at half back.
Even that's a 50-metre sort of long, slow kick, and Rory Laird's able to mark it uncontested. Got to be someone competing, just bringing that to ground.
Well, yeah, it's the shortest guy in the area, Bert. Yeah. He takes it uncontested.
And so many smalls around waiting for it to hit the deck, but no tall wanted to go for it.
Worrell didn't quite hit it as he wants, but it's going to stay in play for the moment. Now it's out of play with Mead.
That piece of play we're talking about is because the Port's forwards stayed too deep from the ball. They stayed 80 metres away from the footy in wet conditions. They've got to reset every time and be a kick away so they can create a contest.
Tom Cassisi there with Bernie Vince tonight for Seabus Super, giving us great insights to this clash that Adelaide lead by 50 as we close towards three-quarter time. Out of the contest, Dawson. Now Peatling put on a nice tackle, and we'll have a ball up.
Have us both going again next year, Fitz?
I'd say that's doubtful.
Yep.
Very doubtful. So ball up, and the ball just gets taken out over the boundary line.
No romance in trying to get him to 400.
Well, he was out of the side a couple of times this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he has been, yep.
So 12-11 Adelaide, 5-3 Port Adelaide.
About 384 or something.
383 tonight.
383.
Goes past Robert Harvey, 7th on the all-time list. So Butters wins the ball off hands. Hasn't stopped trying all night. This kick just around the corner goes very high. Nearly a one-handed mark. Dawson. Richards trying to hassle him. In fact, it was Hinge, Hinge at the bottom of the pack. And Richards in there working hard on him. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
Watch these three.
Sweet. Front position. Belts it forward. Gained a few metres. Trying to grab it was Berry, who's had a pretty quiet night. Young Berry for Port Adelaide. And he's tackled, and another ball up.
And he's had, Bokey's had 5 touches tonight on the Red Zeds as well. As the siren sounds. Choice Hotels around the grounds, Heath.
Geelong by 107 points over North Melbourne late in that game. Jeremy Cameron, huge numbers, 21 disposals, 11 goals won.
Now, what's happening here? Umpire's called a free kick, has he? So there's a free kick as the siren went, and Butters tries the barrel Gets a nice piece of it. It's not going to register anything, but it was a nice bit of byplay. Adelaide lead it at three-quarter time by 50. Back with Dom Cassisi and Bertie Vince after the break. Ken Higley, 1/4 of showdowns to coach, but the Crows led it by 50. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Totally Workwear. Rise and grind with Totally Workwear. Seriously tough workwear, safety and uniform gear for serious players. Totally Workwear. Love your work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
the Big Arch Burger has now arrived at Macca's.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
When you're passionate about the footy, you know the game like the back of your hand. It's a bit like that at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre. We're passionate about the trade and we know it better than anyone. With expert advice and top quality timber and building products, our dedicated trade teams are ready with specialised service backed by an Australia-wide network. So while you support your team, Mitre 10 Trade is supporting you. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We've got top brands at budget-friendly prices at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumo tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cashback on Bridgestone and Pirelli tyres. Plus, receive a free gift card up to $250 when you buy 4 selected tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
50 out on the boundary. Simo, self-employed mechanic from Cranbourne. Knocked back by the big banks when he applied for a loan. Don't forget that. But he backs himself now. And that is what Red Z loves. Kick set. Oh, an almighty roost. Straight through the eye diddle with Red Z backing him all the way.
Loans for the self-employed? Win with Red Z. Talk to your broker or contact Red Z. Australian Credit Licence 311128.
Looking for the best deal on a new mobile? Harvey Norman Android price splits on now. Save $100 on Motorola G85, now under $300. Save $200 on Samsung Galaxy A56, now just $498. Save $100 on Samsung Galaxy A16, now under $200. And Oppo A5 5G, $258, save $40. More big savings on mobiles in store and online. Android price splits on now. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
At Choice Hotels, you get the best value, so you can check into more. And right now, you can get 10% off your next break. From regional road trips to beachside getaways, Choice Hotels has over 7,500 locations worldwide and the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, check into more with Choice Hotels. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for details.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Tradies, big jobs, small jobs. Beacon Trade's got the fans, lights and switches to get it done. Partner up at beacontrade.com.au.
Dominant display by Adelaide up to three-quarter time in showdown 58. They lead it by 50. 83 to Port Adelaide 33 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Let's get the Triple M Red Z lending stats with Heath.
Scores from stoppage, plus 41 points the Crows way, 7-6 to 1-1. Includes what Dom's been talking about. 4 goals, 2 from forward, 50 stoppages. AFL teams average 1 a game. Missed tackles 15-1. Port Adelaide leaded. Zach Butters tried hard. 28 touches, 10 clearances. They're both game highs. Saligo 22, Wines 21 leading the way.
Bob Jane T-Mart's a great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back deals. Call the shop online today. T's and C's apply. Rep Bigland's on the boundary.
Yeah, both subs made in that third term due to injury. Max Michaelani for the Crows subbed out with a hamstring, and then Lockie Jones with a corky, and a third sub's just happened too. It's the rain sensor bird. The motor sensor logger B burning. It's been subbed out, blown up. Too much rain all over.
Oh, we've got to get him, that one. We've got to get him checked for hypothermia there, Biggles. I reckon there's not enough blood getting to the brain down there for Bob Jane T-Marts. So Adelaide leaders by 50. We got Bertie Vince, Dom Cassisi, and here's Chris Titmar to get the final term of Showdown 58 underway.
Yeah, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. The Crows on their way to top of the AFL ladder tonight. They can enjoy it maybe for 24 hours, but nevertheless, it's a great achievement from where they've come from. Brisbane losing today helps them enormously as Wines tries to break out of the middle, but he's tackled by Riley O'Brien, who's had a real good night for Adelaide. The big fella goes at it again, wins another tap down towards Butters. Drew tried to soccer forward. Richards did it, but it went to Berry of the Crows. Handball to Chase Jones. Jones kicks forward, and it's cut off at half-back by Sin for Port Adelaide. So the left footer kicks it long, out towards centre wing, member side. It gets on the bounce to Lukosius. Gee, good ball handling by Curtin. Handballs out over the top. Crows are away from half-back along centre wing. That's a good mark, Fogarty. A double grab in the wet conditions. Thilthorpe on a lead, hits him on the chest, and they've combined beautifully there. So Thilthorpe to go back and kick for goal. We've already sung the praises of this man tonight. What a game for such a big man on a dirty, wet, filthy night. How on earth can a bloke over 200 centimetres dominate the way he has?
It's got an interesting matchup. It's got Bergman.
Yeah, well, and Bergman's not slow, and he still had split on Bergman.
Yeah.
Bergman, unbelievable
attributes.
So Thilthorpe kicked a miraculous left foot goal in the second term. Gets close to the man on the mark, but it's a beautiful kick.
Wow. Look at him.
And makes no mistake. Adelaide open the final term with the first goal, 1 minute gone. Thilthorpe's got a couple, 13-11-89. Kick right away from Port Adelaide, 5-3-33. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Send him in to have a shower, hot shower, rest up. But he's been unbelievable.
The mark from Fogarty here in front of us. On Alir too. Just a big contested mark in these conditions. You can see on the screen, Harvey Norman's screen, the rain's still pouring down. But to take that, and the clean take from Curtin here, which started the play, just all the little things, if you add them all up, turns into a big thing, and that's where the scoreboard's at the moment.
Red Z, one off a career high for disposals for Thilthorpe, 17 touches, 11 contested, that's a team high, 6 clearances a career high, 3 goals, 1 number 1 ranked player on the ground.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed, RED, ZED.com. We're back in the middle. Free kick. It's against O'Brien, so it goes to Port Adelaide. Sweet got the handball to Butters, sends it inside 50. Murray, great fist away there from Georgiades. Mead at the top of the 50, and Miller floated across. Nice mark in defence.
Again, they just stand up, don't they? If it's not Michaelani, not Worrell, it's this man, Miller. They just all take their turn.
So Miller gets it out of the area and wrapped up. Just thinking back to Thilthorpe as well, like it's been quite an extraordinary transformation, hasn't it? When you think when he was the skinny kid who looked talented, he had his injury issues, couldn't get a game really. He was in and out, and then he had that knee issue in that pre-season game as Adelaide through Peatling get the footy, and he hit the gym, and he came out Superman. Extraordinary what he's been able to do in a couple of years. As off the deck, Adelaide work forward through Rankin. Here's Neil Bullen now for the Crows. Bit of tunnel ball stuff, trying to get it working back. Here's Jackson wrapped up strongly. Great tackle by the skipper. And Dawson let him know about it as well. Dawson, left foot footy, deep inside 50. Thilthorpe was underneath it. Rankin tapped it down, looking for Keys. And Farrell just spins out and gets the footy out of there for the moment.
Yeah, but it's coming back as Dawson's underneath it. Berry helps out, picked it up, handball to Dawson. But his kick going inside 50 hit Zirk Thatcher right on the chest. So Zirk Thatcher's had his hands full tonight, and he kicks this one, he turns it over. He's gone straight to Neil Bullen. And Jackson's had a dirty 60 seconds. He's given away another free. Dragged Neil Bullen off the footy. So it's coming straight back inside 50. Neil Bullen kicked the first goal of the night. He chips this one to the front of the goal square. Crows play in front, but no mark taken. Could have been a high tackle on Mead. How did the umpire see it? No, he said hurled to him. And they'll ball it up straight out in front of the Crows' goal. Now, this is where Port Adelaide have fallen down a lot tonight from these ball-ups. O'Brien wins another tap. Gee, they had another shot at goal there. Oh, that was almost another one, but it gets rushed through from behind. Adelaide go to 13-12-90, lead Port Adelaide 5-3-33. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So it's a 57-point lead for the Crows. And Port Adelaide bring the footy back in. Work it up to centre wing. Lukosius had a juggling attempt. He got it on the third or fourth try after it came off Worrell initially as well. Yeah, working strongly Murray. Here's Wines for Port Adelaide. Georgiades gets it across to Butters. Scrambles it forward inside 50. Big hit by Keane. Really put the crunch on the Port skipper, Rosie. And out of the contest, Miller kicked it blindly a little bit. And Zerk Thatcher takes a mark in the middle of the ground.
That was big from Keane. That looked like a goal for Port Adelaide.
Yep.
Yeah, McEntee running out the back. Rosie was going to get it over the top to him. Would have been a goal. So well done, Keane.
So a couple of marks to Zerk Thatcher. Gets it out wide, Butters. Butters chips it inside 50 on the lead. Georgiades takes the mark out in front of Murray. He's tried hard, Georgiades, limited opportunities, but his second half has actually been a lot better. He was quiet in the first half, but he has kept trying all night, and I've got to say Murray's done a good job as well.
Yep, I was going to say it's not a key forward tonight, but
no.
We look down the other end, Phil Thorpe's proving that wrong, but he's worked his way into it.
Now this will be a real tough kick. He starts outside the boundary line, right half forward flank, in front of the old scoreboard, in front of the Gavin Wanganeen stand, starts his run in, tight angle, Georgiades, and it's going to be close. Was it touched on the line?
If this is
I reckon there'll be a score review here. Not one Port Adelaide player bothered to go for it. That's terrible, isn't it?
Terrible.
I believe it's behind. Please make sure it was touched before crossing the goal.
Score review. Umpire scores it behind. Please check it was touched.
That's so poor. Another one of those little things we talk about.
And it's touched.
If there's any
Miller
sort of
is there on his own.
body
One
pressure,
It's embarrassing.
That's terrible.
It's a wet weather footy 50. Sweet's got to be there. I saw Ken Hinkley spend a lot of time with Sweet, three-quarter time, having a serious chat with him because O'Brien ripped him and towards the end of that third quarter. That's Jordan Sweet's role there to make sure that doesn't happen.
any sort of body, that's a goal for Port Adelaide.
All right, so minor score. Port go to 5-4-34. Adelaide 13-12-90.
So they lead it by 56 here. Adelaide. Phil Thorpe, who's had a huge night, up on centre wing. Saligo tried to break through. The tackle he did.
Yours?
Aaliyah got boot to ball. Boundary line. Red Bigland's on the boundary, Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, as a player in showdowns, the fine line between aggression and also focusing on the ball can often go against you if you're too over-aggressive, and that's where Dawson's been outstanding tonight. He cracks in before the ball ups, gets aggressive, but then as soon as that ball's in play, he's so focused on the footy, and 46,000 in attendance tonight in pouring conditions.
Yeah, great, well done, great effort. 46,018 people at the Adelaide Oval on an atrocious night as Berry wins the footy for Adelaide, spun around in a tackle, somehow got the kick away. Chase Jones, his kick gets smothered, loose ball at centre wing. Port Adelaide can't pick it up. Hugh Jackson's had a bit of a dirty 10 minutes. He finally picks it up and then runs into Keys, who tackles him, and the umpire says, I'll ball it up. Centre wing in front of the members. 13-12-90 Adelaide, 5-4-34 Port Adelaide as Sweet gets a little tap away. Logan Evans a chance, but Cook tackled him straight away. Umpire says, I'll have it again.
And the Crows tackles stick. We just saw Saligo break 2 more tackles a minute ago.
Yep.
So a big welcome to all those who have just joined us for the last part of this game. It's been a domination by Adelaide for most of the night, really. It was somewhat level at quarter time, but from there they've stretched away by 56 points in really tough conditions as the footy's wrapped up here inside the centre square. The Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just getting a photo filtering through of the moisture sensor, the Rainbird from Biggles.
Oh.
Not sure where he's got that photo from. Google.
Does he need that to tell him it's raining? Seriously? It's torrential.
Fill your pants, mate. It's been raining.
The ground's underwater.
Yeah.
We'll have it thrown in Footy at right half forward. He works in strange ways, our Beagles.
These ruckmen, you know.
That is the actual rain sense logger that blew up. It's the moisture sensor logger B. There's one in logger A down behind the goals. The logger B blew up.
Right.
That's a true story.
Right. Wouldn't you go to logger A then?
I could go to logger C. That's where you hang out in C and D. You got it, Ben.
That's where my grades were.
You get us some footy information from time to time. As the Crows kick forward towards half forward and off hands, the ball goes out of play.
Glass half full, I suppose. He's got the right city. The Rainbird's in the right city.
9.5 minutes gone in this final term. Showdown 58.
Red Z lending stats, those missed tackles that Don was talking about. Adelaide have missed 1 tackle tonight. Port Adelaide, 17. Biggest differential by any team this season.
Yeah, it's not a good stat at all. As Butters has a chance to go into the 30 possession mark. He's ridden into the ground. Umpire says play it on. Peatling comes away with the ball. Takes it back in the 1-2. Clever. Paddled the ball to himself on a wet night. That was very, very skillful. And his little left foot kick around the corners offline. And a minor score. Adelaide 13-13-91. Lead Port Adelaide 5-4-34. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
The Harvey Norman replay. Butters had his head slammed into the deck. That Jones tackle. No free kick was paid, and it's happening again. A bit of a rollover tackle there by Peatling.
Thank you.
A lot of players around this ball. Harvey Norman Android price blitzes on now. Score unbeatable deals on big brand mobiles, in-store and online. Best prices guaranteed. They lead it by 57 points here, Adelaide. It's at the top of their 50. Now, Rosie's given away a free kick. So, missing tackles, giving away free kicks with tackles. Not really a skill set that they'll be happy with at the end of the night, Port Adelaide, particularly when you hear Ethan's Red Z lender, the one missed tackle for Adelaide as the kick wasn't executed well by Peatling. And here's Boakey coming up for his 6th Red Z lending stat.
So Boone asked a question earlier about Travis Boak. Could it be his last showdown? He's played in so many. As the Crows kick inside 50. Playing in front, Saligo takes the chest mark. And he's only about 30 metres out, almost straight in front. Slight angle.
Yeah, there's a lot of ball watching going on from Port Adelaide. I mean, just the proactiveness has been lacking tonight of just playing to the conditions. You know, if you're in the back line and you kick it out, you know it's going to come back really quick. You got to be able to be close enough to your opponent to defend it or get back in front of them. So, Saligo's had a big night out.
Play in front. Saligo on his way in to kick for goal. Makes no mistake, another one to Adelaide. 14-13-97 they are. Lead Port 5-4-34. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Dominant performance.
It has, and I think you mentioned it earlier, it's just this scoreline's basically a reflection of where the two teams are at. Adelaide absolutely flying. Going to the top of the ladder too after this one. I know it will only probably be overnight. Collingwood, you'd think, will beat Richmond tomorrow. But just to be in that top 2 now with Brisbane's little slip-up earlier today creates such a big opportunity for this group. If you can finish top 2, it's such a big difference in the Dom. Top 4 is great, but top 2, you potentially, you get your first home final, you win that, then you've got a home prelim. Someone's got to come here to Adelaide Oval to beat you. I know we're still 5 weeks away from that, but geez, it creates an opportunity.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy back in the middle. They lead it by 63 here, Adelaide, and here's Curtin on the outer wing, delivering a footy to half forward. Elias steaming out. He took it with great venom and got it working up towards half forward. Here's Curtin again though for Adelaide. He's got Hinge. They just run in support. Nice tackle, McAtee. Wrapped him up. No free kick. Little handball from Georgiades to Boak. It ends up with Drew. Got boot to ball. Laird. Deft little tap and works it to Jones. And he finds Rankin on the lead, right in the middle of the Adelaide Oval.
Gee, that was good footy. Rankin wants to get on with it quickly. Runs hard, delivers to centre half forward. No mark, over the back, Walker. Walker, left foot, he loves these. Doesn't quite get enough of it. Nearly clean bowls the defenders of Port Adelaide. Burn Jones and gets a lucky free kick.
Saligo, that's a red card in soccer. Led with his studs up.
Brought him down, yeah. So Aaliyah clears for Port Adelaide and good mark, Millerer. Centre wing in opposition to Mead. That was really strong. He's played a good game tonight, Millerer. From centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Crows play in front. Tex Walker, chest mark. Too good. in opposition to Bergman.
Well, what's happened with Lockie Jones going off, he quite often gets that, well, he has had that tonight, the third tall. Now he's gone off. Bergman's had to go back, and we've seen him on Fogarty, we've seen him on Thilthorpe earlier, now on Tex, so they just don't have that third tall playing at the moment. Port Adelaide, third tall defender.
So Tex Walker starts the run in, will kick on the 50-metre line with a wet ball. Distance not a problem, straight through the middle. And he's got 3, Tex. He loves kicking them in showdowns. Goes over and salutes to the crowd. And the Crows are kicking right away. It's a good score on a wet night too. 15-13, 103. Lead by over 10 goals. Port Adelaide 5-4-34. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, he's still moving well. He's got to go again next year. He's moving well. He looks fresh, and his finishing's unbelievable. But we talk about the Crows in general and the strength of them. They've had 10 goal scorers tonight. Yeah. So the way they spread their load too is a real strength of theirs. That's going to hold them in good stead as the stakes get higher towards the end of the season.
Well, he's had 56 goals in showdowns, 16 more than any other player. Robbie Gray at 40, and then I think Eddie Betts was next on 35.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Out of the middle, Port Adelaide win it this time. Jacks it upended as he kicked there by Curtin. Footy inside the attacking 50 for Adelaide. Murray wrapped up strongly by Georgiades. It's been quite a month of footy for Adelaide. After that Richmond win, we're going to find out a lot more about them. They had Melbourne, the Bulldogs, the Gold Coast into a showdown. And they're going to win them all. They've got Hawthorn next week and Collingwood in a few weeks. So they're getting a lovely look at things and where they sit leading into September. And where they sit could be, or it will be, at the top of the ladder tonight. Pies play tomorrow, Heath?
Yeah, Pies play Richmond tomorrow. Of course, Sunday rub preceding that, so that'll be big for midday. Early start that one, midday Melbourne time, because the 2:10 p.m. game in Melbourne at the MCG.
So Adelaide by 69. Boak had the footy at half forward here for Port Adelaide, and as Dick said, Georgiades continues to work. He takes the mark inside 50. Had a shot from a little bit further out than he did before when it was touched on the line by Miller.
Jordan Sweet's on the line now, which makes a difference.
Dom Cassisi there with Bernie Vince tonight for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Stuttery approach from Georgiades. It goes to the front of the goal square, almost marked by that man you spoke of, Sweet. Handball out, poke around the body. And last line of Thilthorpe. Gee whiz, he's doing it everywhere. Got it out of there for Adelaide. Gee, Miller is clean in these conditions. That was a lovely gather below the knees. Walker and Bergman socket off the deck by Burgoyne. Here he is again, Thilthorpe. And look at the delivery. Tried to sizzle it right to Saligo. Big fist from Alia. And it's out of play, centre wing.
So Port Adelaide 5-4-34. Their lowest score in a showdown is 5-10. So at the moment, it's in danger.
Yeah, and Red Z, lowest score in a showdown full stop was Adelaide 35. Back in 2020, COVID-affected year, of course. They need at least another point here at Port Adelaide.
So magnificent by the Crows and fairly ordinary by Port Adelaide at the same time. The Crows working through the middle of the ground, cut off by Burne-Jones. He is working hard for it. He might get pinged here. No, the umpire says, I'll ball it up. Chase Jones tackled him and they held it in, and the umpire is going to ball it up. Just seeing Ken Hinkley on the big Harvey Norman screen in his last showdown tonight. Has coached 25 of them. Port Adelaide in the middle. Willem Drew threw out, just about through it, but the umpire said it was a handball. Not far enough according to the umpire. Cook with the footy, tackled by Mead, and the umpire will throw it up.
So ball up, 69-point leaders Adelaide. Tap down. And out of the contest, wrapped up McEntee. Ball spilling around. Miller is in there. Pedler. Just up and down in the one spot. You heard the umpire there mic'd up exclusively for us here at Triple M Footy. Working hard to the line. Saligo threw it over his head almost. And it goes to the boundary and over. I think I saw Lukosius on the Harvey Norman replay. He was all rugged up, jacket on, and done for the night by the looks.
Good sign.
So, obviously missed most of the season with injury. Let's hope he's all right. Only came back in a week or two ago. So, throwing in front of the members. Centre wing at the Adelaide Oval. Sweet with a tap down to Sin, and he takes off running. Nearly got run down, got the kick away under pressure. Cut off by Cook. Cook, good evasive skills, brings it out to centre wing. Looks for Curtin, got there on the bounce. He's going to have to work hard for it, but in the end it just slips away, it skids away, and we'll have a throw in by the interchange gate. 103 plays 34. We've played almost 20 minutes of this final term. Port Adelaide in danger of their lowest ever showdown score. In fact, just seeing Lukosius now on the big Harvey Norman screen. And he's definitely rugged up, isn't he? Look like he's done for the night. Off hands, comes to Mead of Port Adelaide. Quick kick around the corner. No mark taken. Miller good again, but he's dragged down to the ground. High tackle. Clumsy from Port Adelaide. Logan Evans the tackler. Miller with the ball.
Goes sideways. So absolute domination by Adelaide here in Showdown 58. With the footy. Curtin back with a centre wing. Long raking left foot ball. Gets it working up to half forward. Zach Thatcher beat Walker in the contest initially. It's inside 50 here. On case of the fumbles by Burne-Jones. Saligo kept the heat on. Grabbed the share and snapped around. Goal! The fans love it here at the Adelaide Oval. She's a Crows home game tonight. And they are smacking Port Adelaide to the tune of 75 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Tradies, big jobs, small jobs. Beacon Trade's got the fans, lights and switches to get the job done. Partner up at beacontrade.com.au. Dom Cassisi, Bernie Vince on Triple M footy.
Well, the Port Adelaide team's just been bullied tonight. It's the Crows have just been harder and tougher. And you just see their want to get the ball and get the job done. They stick their tackles. When they get the ball in close, they hold it strong and try and get through the tackles, which they've been able to do, and they've just willed their way to a massive win.
This is a thumping. This is a hiding. You said it earlier, Bernie. When you're in these atrocious conditions, we've had torrential rain for most of the game tonight. 16 goals to 5. That's unbelievable. As Butters comes out of the middle, a little milestone for him, a little positive. 5 games in a row, he's had 30 plus possessions against Adelaide. It's a fair effort. He's tried pretty hard tonight for Port Adelaide as the ball works its way out of play.
Yeah, Red Z lending stats. Only 3 players in AFL history have done that. Zach Butters, what he's done tonight. Clayton Oliver, Robert Harvey and Zach Butters, the only 3 players who have had 30 plus 5 games in a row against the Crows.
So he's in good company. Will he stay at Port Adelaide? That's the big question. Peatling comes out of the pack with the footy, gets a handball away. Rosie can't keep it alive. He's dragged out. Oh, he gets a free kick. Miller, not a free kick. Rare mistake. I thought he had the ball.
Came out of the tackle and just continued. Stand.
Red Z, look at the clearance numbers as well. Zach Butters has 11, most of any player on the ground. Next best teammate, Joe Richards and Jordan Sweet, 4 apiece. So he's dominating all his teammates.
The umpire just said the ball came out in the tackle. That's what's meant to happen, is if you tackle really well. So Miller had tackled him to the ground. The ball spilled free, and he said the ball came out, so now he's holding the man.
Because it's wet, they slid for a long way, and he wasn't still holding him, they were just sliding.
Gee.
75-point leaders, the Crows. In what has been an extraordinary season for them to this point. And it continues. Taylor, he sort of handballed to himself and had time to step through as well. Hinge gets it working up towards centre wing. Walker's in the van here. Nice little spoil at the back. Zerk Thatcher. Tough conditions, of course. Drew was pretty good at ground level there to grab the footy initially, but Adelaide clear it through Laird. Up towards centre wing. Saligo now. It goes through the hands of Pedler. Neil Bullen wants Fogarty to lead back up at him. He doesn't, so he goes short of the Keezer, who simply just outworks everyone. He's found his way inside 50.
Too easy, as you said, in these conditions. This is a big score, Adelaide. I thought I thought Adelaide would win, but I thought it'd be, reasonably tight. 4 or 5 goals in it. Maybe a score like 70 to 40 or 50, but geez, over 100 points.
So Keys comes in. Icing on the cake stuff. Keezer gets another. They're out by 81 Adelaide. All that happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Tradies, big jobs, small jobs, Beacon Trade's got the fans' lights and switches to get it done. Partner up at beacontrade.com.au.
6 shots a goal he's had, Keezer. 2 goals, 4. That's just his second goal. 4 points, 2 goals, 4. Saligo again involved. Jeez, he's had a big second half, Saligo. Again here when Keezer got it. Saligo kept running. Could have almost given it back to him. Just keeps working right to the line. They're the players you want come finals time. Ones that just keep going no matter the scoreboard.
Red Z, 20 touches since half-time for Jake Saligo. Already got a showdown medal to his name as well early last year. 31 touches, 2 goals.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football. Butters keeps trying hard, wins the ball at ground level. Hamble to Farrell. His kick goes forward. Millerer sits under it. Didn't take the mark this time round, but allows his teammate Keane to come through. The arrogance of a bounce in these wet, sloppy conditions did it well, the Irishman. Delivers forward, and good strong mark. Saligo outpointed Bergman this time. Saligo, the kick inside 50. Alir, good defensive action for Port Adelaide. Burne-Jones picks it up. He's made another blue. He went to ground at the critical time. Had a fumble, allowed the Crows to come in and steal it. Coming through hard, handball comes out to Peatling. His left foot kick to the front of the square. Burgoyne fumbles at the wrong time. Ball loose in front of the Crows' goal. Picking it up, Zirk Thatcher. Handball to Farrell. Farrell just belts it out of there, but it's all the Crows. Peatling sits under it. Dropped the greasy ball. Managed to push it over to Taylor. Taylor handball to Laird. Laird kicks it back, and he's upended. It'll be a free kick in front of the Crows' goal. He's upended after he got the kick away. Ill discipline, bad discipline from Port Adelaide. And the Crows are now going to kick for goal.
This is as bad as I've seen from Port Adelaide for a long period of time. The lack of hunt, the lack of care. I just watched Darcy Burne-Jones for the last minute and a half, and he might as well not be out there.
So Pedler with the kick in front of goal. A real gimme coming up after a bad mistake. And he kicks it straight through the middle. Crows to 18-13, 121. How's this scoreline? Porter 5-4-34. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
He's approaching 100 points in torrential rain. Like, I just can't. I don't get it. He's undisciplined again. He's shaking his head there, the Port Adelaide players, but that's a free kick. You can't do that. It's late, throws him down. It's that discipline, the little things.
But even the build-up to that, and we got a great view from here. Just the Crows' work rate from contest to contest. Wherever the ball is, they're hunting, they're going. They're running past Port Adelaide players one way, and then they're running past them back the other way. So it's just work rate, it's want, it's effort. And Crows have, like I said, it's like boys playing against men.
Red Z Lending Stats, biggest win in a showdown prior to tonight. 84 points, round 20, 2017 to the Crows. Right now it's 87.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. So, as bad as you've seen from Port, Dom, you're not wrong. The numbers are telling us that. It's a record high margin and it's a record low score.
We're going again
Here
here.
we go inside 50 Adelaide. Look at that.
What?
That was a bullet out of the square, fired in by Cook. And Fogarty took 2 steps and landed on his chest.
This is ridiculous. The Crows players are laughing. It's becoming that easy.
Well, the way that unfolded, you'd think it was a dry day. Not some Rainbird switch being blown up as Fogarty comes in and kicks the goal. They're out by 93. This is a smashing of epic proportions at the Adelaide Oval. 19-13, 127. A very lonely looking Kenny Hinkley on the Harvey Norman. Port Adelaide a 5-4-34 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Geez, would Kenny have ever been beaten by 100 points? Maybe early on.
90 in round 1 against Collingwood.
Yeah, true. Over 100 though. It's approaching that. Been a cup win there. There's been some finals here that have been high 80s, which have been disappointing, but
Red Z Lending Stats. Ken Hinkley's biggest loss, 91 points. That was that round 2 game this year against Collingwood, 136-45. So if this margin holds, it will be his biggest loss ever.
Yeah, yes. Records coming everywhere tonight. Rosie out of the middle, but the kick only goes up in the air. It doesn't gain any distance. Wines tried to soccer forward. Gets it to centre wing on the outer side. Port Adelaide through Burn. Jones picks it up, kicks forward, but Laird will sit under it and take the mark, and he does. Crows winning in all areas, and they're a very even side. Everyone contributes with this team, and that's why they're top tonight, and they're playing great football as Worrell kicks them forward. Now Saligo does. Kicks to a vacant half-forward area. Port Adelaide get there first through a Lear. Can he pick it up? He does. Runs into trouble. That's holding the ball. He gets a handball away of some sorts, I guess. It goes to Taylor, though, of Adelaide, who kicks to the pocket. Crows are a chance for another one. Saligo around the corner. And if he doesn't kick a goal, Keys will. Keys has marked it right on the goal line. So there's another one coming up.
Get it through. 1 minute to go. This will put it out to 99 points.
Keys plays on. Kicks a goal. He's got 3. It's all too easy. Adelaide doing as they please. Port Adelaide kicked 3 goals in the first term, 2 in the third, and that's all. They've got 5 for the night. Adelaide, in torrential rain, have kicked 20 goals, 13.
That's ridiculous.
Port Adelaide have given up because Keys was just sitting in the goal square then on his own for at least 30, 40 seconds.
Yep.
Like, that's just that. You can't do that. They've actually given up. And it's only so many times in Ken's tenure you can say the players actually gave up, but there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah. Jeez, it's been poor. His worst ever showdown. Ken Hinkley, we thought they might have showed some fight for him in his last run.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. The fans are wanting that 100-point margin. Crows out by 99 points. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Free kick, Port Adelaide out of the contest. Rosie gets it working. It'll be another free kick as well to Drew. So
it's 50 to 1 point this quarter.
Drew, long range, right to the top of the square. And it's rushed through. So the margin back to 98. And Adelaide are smacking Port here tonight.
Final 30 seconds. Adelaide will be top of the ladder tonight with Collingwood to play tomorrow. Brisbane lost today, which helped them out enormously as Worrell brings the ball back into play. Long kick to centre wing and Burgoyne takes the mark. Can they save the 100-point loss? That's what it's about at the moment, I think. Burgoyne kicks Port Adelaide back inside 50. Off hands, no mark taken. Loose footy. Big tackle applied by Port Adelaide, but Curtin picks it up. The young Crow kicks forward. They're a chance. They get it to centre wing. Burgoyne picked it up. He's tackled. That's holding the ball. And they're going to play on. They'll play the advantage. Berry runs hard. They're a chance. He's dropped the ball. They soccer forward. Loose footy at centre wing. Can they get it over the century mark? The crowd, no, they can't. Beaten by the siren. What a massive win by Adelaide. They are top of the AFL ladder.
South Australia, never known as the Adelaide Crows. We're courageous, stronger, faster, and respected by our foes. Admiration of the nation, our determination shows. We're the pride of South Australia, we're the mighty Adelaide Crows.
Well, it's a big win for Adelaide. It's a showdown record margin win. They win by 98, and it's Ken Hinkley's heaviest loss as an AFL senior coach. 2013, 133 Adelaide. Port Adelaide 5-5-35. Let's head to Silk Burgoyne with Riley Fieldthorpe.
Kept at it, got the contest right, it would open up, and yeah, that's sort of did in the end.
Talk about the conditions. It was wet and windy. Have you ever played in conditions like this at AFL level, or even juniors, mind you?
Yeah, it was pretty bad there for a bit. You couldn't really see 10 metres in front of you, so it was a great effort. I thought the boys were unbelievable and so clean for the conditions.
Top of the ladder now, so you can tick that box. And also the milestone men tonight. Nixie's 300, Dawson's 150, and Keeney's 50th.
Yeah, great reward for those three blokes. They've been great for the footy club, so it's awesome here to celebrate a win on their big special occasion.
And yourself, Fogg and Walks, another 7 goals between you. You must be loving the form of all three of you big tools.
Yeah, they make it so easy to play with. I love playing with them, so hopefully we can keep going, and they're in good form, so we'll see how we go for their back half of the year, back end of the year.
No worries, mate. Thanks for the chat, and good luck for the second half of the year as well.
No worries. Thanks very much.
Thanks to our friends there at Fox Footy. Silk Burgoyne catching up with Riley Thilthorpe, who was absolutely outstanding tonight. Adelaide running out big winners, 20-13, 133 to Port Adelaide 5-5, 35. We'll get a bit about Adelaide, but Dom, Port Adelaide, you said this is as bad as you've seen them.
Yeah, it was. In Kenny's tenure, you know, I think one thing they've been able to hang their hat on over a long period of time is they bring effort most weeks, and more often than not they're up for the contest. I know this year they've had a few games where they've lost by big margins, but I felt like tonight was different. It just felt a bit different, particularly towards the end. You know, particularly in a showdown, and yeah, it was just really disappointing to see the lack of effort to compete and make it hard for the Crows.
It's probably a night where we need to praise Adelaide more than worry about Port Adelaide.
True.
But Dom, there are big issues.
Yeah.
Big issues, quite seriously, from the top down. I've heard time and time again, without getting too personal, players say, we love him, you know, we love Ken Hinkley. Well, they don't show it. I'll be honest with you, they don't show it. They do not bust their gut for him.
Yeah. Look, I think yeah, it depends how big a sample size you look at.
Prelim final against Sydney. First game this year against Collingwood, 90-odd points. There's been another 90-point drubbing, and then you look at tonight.
Yeah.
When it's important and it's on the line. That prelim final in Sydney was a disgrace. They don't bust their gut for him. If they keep telling us they love him and they play.
But that's the thing, though. In professional sport, your motivator shouldn't be for the coach. You're a professional athlete, and you've got to go out there and you've got to perform for yourself, and you got to respect yourself and your teammates in your game and all that sort of stuff. So if their motivator is to go out there and play for Ken, I reckon they're way off the mark.
Joined with both the Adelaide
Let's head down to
Football
Jess
Club
Adamson
and the Port Adelaide Football Club to help make a greater impact on the lives of local children in need. This partnership sees both clubs compete to hold up the prestigious Variety Showdown Shield. The Showdown Medal will be presented to the player judged best afield in tonight's game. We're joined by Variety SA Chair Sally Paik and Variety Scholarship participant Ricky Pearce to present tonight's Showdown Medal and Showdown Shield. The winner of the Showdown Medal is Riley Thilthorpe.
So Riley Thilthorpe, he's making his way to the microphone. What did he have tonight, Dom? Riley Thilthorpe.
Yeah, he had a massive night. He had the 19 disposals, 11 contested possessions, 6 clearances, 3 goals, 4 inside 50s. He did it all. It was an absolute complete game by him.
Thank you.
Here he is now.
Yeah, just want to credit to Port. Always a good battle. Thanks to the fans coming out in the wet. You guys are unbelievable. And a great team win.
Riley Thilthorpe there, Showdown medalist.
Congratulations to the winners of Showdown 58, the Adelaide Football Club.
So the Showdown Shield.
I'd now like to invite Captain Jordan Dawson to be presented with the Variety Showdown Shield.
Jordan Dawson accepting the shield. And about to speak. Adelaide in a record 98.1.
Just want to say thanks to Port. It's always a great competition against you boys. To our boys, unbelievable fight. I mean, we always bring it, but in front of the home crowd, it's unbelievable as always. Thank you to Variety, such a great charity and great cause. Let's go again next week.
Thank you and well done to both teams on Showdown 58.
All right, Adelaide, they stretch it to a 30-28 win-loss margin now. And getting a look at the Harvey Norman, look at the dejected bunch. Port Adelaide heading to their